Miss Bonnie Enlow, would you lead us in the invocation and pledge, please?
All bow your heads, please. Heavenly Father, thank you again for bringing us here to do the business for the city, to represent our citizens. Thank you for our first providers to save us when we have fires, the police to protect us from everything that goes on. Thank you for all the council and the mayor to make good decisions for the city. Thank you to the citizens for coming and participating in what goes on for you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Miss Bonnie.
Thank you.
All right, Miss Brenda, we are starting at, oh yeah, I got 6:02.
Mike? Here. Faith?
Here.
Rob?
Here.
Jennifer?
Here.
Brad?
Here.
Bonnie?
Here.
All right. I need a motion and a second to approve our meeting notes from August the 25th.
Motion.
Motion by Rob,
Second.
second by Miss Faith. Miss Brenda?
All right. Mike?
Yes.
Faith?
Yes.
Rob?
Yes.
Jennifer?
Yes.
Brad?
I'll abstain, I wasn't here.
Okay.
Vacation.
And Bonnie?
Yes.
All right. Need approval for our special meeting on the 26th, please.
Motion.
Motion by Rob,
Second.
second by Miss Faith. Miss Brenda?
All right. Jennifer?
Yes.
Brad?
I'll abstain from that one also.
Okay. Faith?
Yes.
And Mike?
Yes.
Bonnie?
Yes.
Rob?
Yes.
All right, and then last but not least, we need approval and a second on our May 27th
Motion.
special meeting.
Second.
All right. Rob?
Yes.
Hold on a second, May 27th?
May 27th?
Yeah, they were stuck in there. We had 2 meetings that night. And it was awful getting them out.
Oh, so we never approved those?
No,
Oh,
that's why they're on here.
Okay,
Was that here?
May 27th, yeah.
You should be able to see it in the minutes.
Oh, okay, yes, okay. That was the August one. Okay.
Yeah, it's when you voted on the
Yeah.
fire contract.
Who was the motion
Yeah.
on that?
Okay,
No,
so
you were, Mike wasn't.
Rob
It
was?
says in here,
I was, okay.
yeah, the only one not present was Mike.
I second it.
Okay, Bonnie?
Okay,
And Miss Brenda?
Bonnie,
Yes.
Mike,
yes.
Faith,
Yes.
Brad,
yes.
and Jennifer.
Yes.
All right, thank you, council. Jeremy, if you'll run up here real quick. I know he has obligations, so we,
First. And then we started talking.
Well, yes, anyway.
we ready there? Jeremy, just turn that on. Jeremy has actually got some obligations. We told him he wouldn't come in here. You got 1 minute. No, I'm just kidding. Do what you gotta do. So talk to us about updates. Oh,
Yeah, my son has his Frostmore football game up at Bullitt Central, so right now, so
Yeah.
I'll be joining that late. So the last meeting was August 14th, and so I know one of the items on the docket was the Howlett property, and I know that had a lot of people had a lot of interest in that, a lot of strong feelings. When they first presented back in June, they were completely unprepared, and I had suggested, I know you all come back, go get the resources you need, get the professional advocates that you need, and come back, and they did. And I have to say, I was, I don't know if it was more surprised or impressed that they did come back with, they had a local engineering firm had gone and done their site plan. They had, good representation. And honestly, they made a good case for what they had there. They addressed a lot of the concerns that were originally brought up and that were brought up that were brought up in the June meeting, but that were also brought up in August. They had, a lot of the things that I was hearing that people were upset about was about it being essentially a homeless shelter, a come and go as you please. And what I saw presented was a structured approach to where this is to get people back on their feet. This is you join you enter this program and you stay with it and you stay there supervised. You come and go with the group, you know, for different activities. This was much more structured than anything that, you know, the I guess concerns that I was hearing were based on, I'll say, maybe past precedents of what organizations have done in the community, or have brought in. And so this, as presented, was not what it sounded, what people were hearing.
Comments on that?
So what I did, in an attempt to try to, I think the best way to further the conversation to move, because this is something that I do agree that's needed, and that it moves forward in the best way possible, is that by approving with restrictions, I was able to start adding some guardrails that were more for I'll say, structural guardrails, or like for how it's built, how it affects the built community. Knowing that it would still need to go through several steps and more guardrails could be added that are more of how it interacts with the community. That was what I saw, you know, knowing that this was not gonna be a slam dunk, but by going forward with the approval with restrictions, that kind of was the starting point of how this could eventually get put together.
My question to you is, do you remember the vote? What was the vote on that one?
It
Couple
wasn't
votes?
as close, the first one, back in June, no, we didn't actually have a vote in June. It was not as close as I expected, but they're closer than most votes.
Okay, no, Bond, did you?
I don't have the actual number,
No worries.
in the minutes, it typically doesn't show.
No worries, no worries.
Okay, first off, I think that some of us, but I'll speak specifically for me, to let you know that I totally was against this coming. Again, when I had issues before representing us, you're there to represent us, and you know, so I'm not happy about that. Secondly, you're gonna be putting in these tiny homes, no plumbing, no anything, but you can't build a house and do that. But we're gonna put them in these little houses with no plumbing or anything, and how does that fit a code of anything that the county has, much less the city? I don't understand that, and they're not supervised, because they're gonna be able to go and freely come in and out of that building anytime they want to. Just because there's somebody living on the other end of the property does not make these people supervised, and we can't do that to the citizens in that neighborhood. The one group that we do have here that is doing this program and doing it very well has educated people with a lot of training, counselors coming in, people coming in and educating the young men in that program. These people don't have all that. And so I feel like all we're doing is fulfilling a certain person, and I won't name their name, that wants to do this stuff that doesn't have qualifications to do it. And it's 100% vote no for me for this to go on, because I feel like we will be doing our citizens a misjustice to put something like that in. If they want to put that store in there, I'm fine with the store. But I am not fine with putting in those little homeless shelters, especially when they don't meet code for anything else. I can tell you now, a man who gets up at 2 o'clock in the morning and has to pee is not gonna walk all the way over to that house. He's gonna go pee outside. Right, men? Why are you gonna walk that far just to pee? Well, I'm not having that in the neighborhoods. So I just want you to know how I feel. I don't know how everybody else feels.
People in jail are treated better. They have bathrooms
Right.
in their cell, you know.
Right.
So let's do this, one of the things, that's fine, but they are gonna come to a public meeting here, so you guys will have more than just this venue. And I appreciate it, Bonnie, no, I don't care if either one of you guys got comments, but what they did was they did it on just the semantics of what that facility would do. There are some other variables for everybody in the community to be concerned with stuff like this. I think the biggest thing is for you is, you present your case today, they come back the 22nd.
Yes.
22nd is a public meeting for everybody to come in, so Sam and everybody else, you need to make sure everybody's marking on the calendar. That would be the day to come in and actually speak in behalf of this conversation. I don't know who else is in your group that's out here.
And the
but-
people need to be here.
Yeah.
Everybody in that neighborhood needs to show up and say how they feel about this. You need to have support, and you need to speak out.
So, oh,
I
go
just
ahead.
had a quick question about the plan, the site plan. It looks like they have roads going out into the neighborhood. Did you all
So-
block that?
Yeah, there was, so they had one connection to, and I can't remember the streets,
It's like
there's two,
at their- Yeah.
on the east side, there's two streets that would, could connect. And so we got conflicting concerns from one of the residents that, it was first that, well, this is gonna allow cut-through traffic. And I said, well, I'm pretty sure they'll agree to not put that connection. And they were happy to do that. He said, well, but what are we gonna do if traffic is backed up on 61? So you want a way out? Well, yeah. So there was, I had a hard time getting to what the actual concern was because the concerns were conflicting. So I think what we came to was that one of the streets, and I can't remember which one, would be connected. But that was really immaterial to the business itself. Like if they don't want the connection, it's not needed for the business. The business can just front on.
Yeah, with the
It was,
frontage.
currently it is used that way. I don't know that there's actually public right of way that allows that connection to 60.
Not right now, cause I think they got a fence.
But there's gravel there and it's apparently used that way to get through. That's, the resident was saying that, well, that's how he can get out if the traffic is backed up. So, not saying, like I said, I don't think it's necessary for the development. I think they're
Right.
willing
They're
to do
okay, they
whatever,
just have the frontage.
whatever makes the most people happy. And then with regard to representing the city council, I don't know that if the feeling is unanimous on this particular development. You know, I heard from several people, also heard new information at the meeting that I wasn't aware of previously, or that, you know, it, was conveyed in a way that I could I could take it in much better with a site plan and that. With regard to the facilities there is a community house, like between all of the buildings there that has the restrooms, that it's not walking all the way to the, I guess, or, I guess you'd say like a manager's house. It's not walking there. It was all in one small area. But I understand your point.
It still doesn't meet residential qualifications of what you have to have for
So,
homes. And
well,
there
and-
is actually no description anywhere that I know of that's in planning and zoning for this type
So I
of
believe,
structures, right?
I believe that is why Charlie had advised the applicant on the tourist camp.
But we
zone
really
or
have no such
usage.
thing, right? I mean, how do you base rules on no such thing? I'm not mad at you, I'm just making my points, okay?
Sure. I think having experience with an organization that is doing things well, I think that's probably the basis for restrictions that could be placed, you know.
Yeah, but this organization is enclosed, and they're monitored, and they're doxed, and there are people living inside that building with them, 24 hours. They're not gonna have that. It's a huge difference. I don't know, have you ever worked with drug addicts and homeless?
Oh, I have not. That is
So-
fully, that's,
My daughter is a drug addict. Let me tell you the lies that they do and the sneaking and everything else. I see what it's like on a daily basis dealing with it. My stepson was a drug addict. He passed away when he was 37. I know what this is like, and I know what they're going through, and they need a controlled environment. That is not controlled.
so what I'll say, in my rationale, is that within the scope of that one case was longer than most of our planning commission meetings. But within the scope of one meeting where they come in, they present, and you make a decision, there's really not an opportunity for back and forth, okay? Going forward, the best, I guess the most responsible approach that I could see on this was to add restrictions that are within, I guess,
Jimmy, does it have a fence?
it does not have a fence.
That, again.
But those are
Okay, that's a
layered
restriction.
restrictions that could be added.
So what he's basically saying is, just for everybody's benefit here, we need to move on from this, not in a bad way, just because there's a public hearing for it, and we're all gonna be able to express opinion. We're taking on this, but I do understand Bonnie's concerns, and I understand what you have to do. You have to take the sensible approach as to what is being put in front of you. There are some intangibles, but the people that live there, what kind of security is, again, no plumbing and, all that's all important. We'll deal with all that. But let's just move on from this. Let's go on to your next thing if you got on there.
Okay, well, and I believe, so that was the only thing in the city of Shepherdsville, because the Dollar General was removed from that docket. It will be on this Thursday's docket. So Mike, I know I do owe you a call. I was at a conference, I think it was last week. You
No, wait,
messaged me.
let's just make sure that, again, for the public to come out here for the 22nd, I want to make sure that we hear them, and the council can actually add their opinions and concerns with this project.
Yeah.
Yeah. No
So,
worries.
yeah, I fully intended that this needed to be a multi-step discussion, and, you know, even if it doesn't pass, I think working through multiple, presentations to the council is gonna be the best way for this to get molded into something that is acceptable.
You do understand that there's 13 people on that planning zone. You're the only one for Shepherdsville, okay? Of all the development in the county, most of it's here. But unfortunately, you are the only voice, and you do what you do, you listen to the facts, but we've got folks that are representing the people of Shepherdsville up here. So, and between the residents, those are the ones gonna make decisions. Nothing against planning and zoning,
Oh, no.
nothing against them. I think it's
care
important they make a presentation. But for you, you do what you need to do as far as just getting the facts together. You bring it to us. 22nd, we're gonna sit there and have a good dialogue about this, all right? Now, you may get out here and go to a football game.
All right.
See you, Jeremy. Thank you so much, buddy. Hope you didn't miss too much. All right, Miss Courtney Burton, come on up here for a minute. Give us an update from things. Obviously, just like to hear a little bit from you. Got to push your little button again. There you go.
Hello, everybody. I want to update on a couple of things. I want to start with downtown business and some of the initiatives we've been doing with our businesses on Buckman. We have a meeting coming up, not next week, but the week after to start. We just want to have a discussion about the upcoming homecoming parade. Those things are small, but actually in the weight of our community and how much positivity and awareness we can create, we can piggyback off that parade, and we can have those local businesses decorating their windows and make some accommodations if they know ahead of time to have maybe have a tent outside, offer some food, just really be accommodating to our community who's gonna line the streets and cheer on the Cougars. So that is the last week of September is homecoming week. So that Thursday, which is the 2nd, will be the homecoming parade. So if you are available, feel free to make your way down and get a maroon, white, or gray pom-pom and cheer on the Cougars for their homecoming. Again, I just think that's a nice way to get those businesses together. We continue to grow. We have a new business right now. If you haven't seen the photos of that Cornerstone building, that farmhouse market that's coming in, she is beautifying that space. It is
Have you all seen that?
absolutely
Okay.
gorgeous. If you
Yeah.
haven't seen it, look
It
on
is
Facebook
outstanding.
and
It's
Google
outstanding.
it.
It's
It
beautiful
is.
in
I mean,
there.
she's just really putting time, energy, putting her own mark on that building, and it is gorgeous.
Yep.
So we're excited to see that.
What day is the meeting? Is it here?
It is here, and it is at 6 o'clock, and it is the
I don't have it on the calendar. I think did you move it to?
I have it. Jennifer, I can send it. It's the 16th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's the
'cause I knew
16th.
I was gonna miss it, yeah.
Yes. That way it's enough time if somebody needs some help decorating, if we can get a couple of people. I know one of the Salt River Brewery staff, they'll do some of the free hand art stuff on the windows. So we just want to make it nice. Just, it's a really cool thing to be able to have a parade and have it all nice and decked out. And one more thing regarding the downtown area, the Veterans flags will be up, and they're all coming down just in time to start decorating for Christmas. So right after Veterans Day, which is 11/11, you will see the Christmas going up.
We've had a lot of requests for those banners, and we're telling everybody, please get with Vicki. She's gonna get the names
Yes.
of all the veterans, but we're trying to do it in sequence of years.
What are they gonna do with the with them when they take them down?
We save them, we put them
We're
back
gonna
up.
save them and then put them back up
Yeah.
next year, right before Memorial Day.
You don't get yours yet. You don't get yours yet. It's gonna stay right there at Adam Shepherd and Conestoga. Right there when you make that turn. All right.
It's been a really positive thing. There have been so many families reach out to do more and more. So I can see us, we were just in Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh's lined up inside the city, all around. They have the exact thing, and it's everywhere. I bet they have hundreds of them, and it was awesome. Just a quick touch on residential. We continue to talk about, and we'll continue to talk about new homes, townhomes. We do have a need in our community, and we are trying to address them by recruiting folks. And then we are gonna watch and see how things play out, but we are aware of the need, and we are trying to get as many resources and options in front of this group as possible. On the business side, we have a couple of ribbon cuttings coming up. The skate park, obviously, on September 29th, that's gonna be at 10. I mentioned Field of Grace ribbon cutting for one reason. The Heart the City event that they did, they spent a week, and I'm talking sometimes 40 volunteers working on things around the city. They cleaned up trash, they used 2 lawnmowers and weed eaters, they spent just in common areas, places that had requested that they come out. They did so much work, and then they celebrated with a free community event in the park. So I just think somebody who has that heart for this city, and they are just willing to spend, I mean, it probably was the accumulation of thousands of volunteer hours. Just want to let you guys know, they are really representing this city well. So they have a ribbon cutting coming up this Sunday. It's 9/14, in case you guys are interested. To follow up on a couple Kentuckiana Works things, we are continuing to meet with the Kentuckiana Works staff. We have a transportation initiative in Bullitt County call, and we are exploring any way and every way we can get more folks trained to meet the job needs that we have here, but also for people who have the skill set but can't get into Shepherdsville right now, what can we do to make that happen? So we're just continuing, and we're trying to we're working with the county, we're working with Kentuckiana Works, we're working with anybody who will listen to figure out if we can get some dollars and figure out secure maybe just a couple of routes a day, because that would make a difference in the work needs. We are working with the Bullitt County Schools, specifically the area, the tech center. We are constantly reviewing what are the workforce needs, what's going on in the city of Shepherdsville, where are the people who are trying to record outside of this community, and what can we do to train the kids that are coming up through our school system, so when they graduate, they immediately have a job waiting for them. We've already partnered with a specific company that is local, and we are really meeting the specific needs of some of our bigger players. We know we have a ton of folks in that GFS, Amazon, those 2 alone are hiring, and we just want to make sure if our kids are choosing not to do a 4-year career path, which so many are, then let's make sure they graduate with a very specific skill set, so they and they already have a connection. They've already been working with somebody since the beginning of their senior year. They already have contacted the HR. Bullitt Central staff's working with some of these larger companies, and we're going to get these kids immediately employed. And I'm not talking about $15 an hour jobs. These are $26, $32 an hour jobs. If you know how to be a troubleshooter for the handheld pieces that Amazon holds. Okay, that's a great job. And so I feel like we're making huge strides there. And again, that's a large group working together, but that Career and Technical Education Center, that is a big deal, and it's gonna continue to feed our community what we need. I do believe, I highlighted, we are making real change there. These kids that are coming out of homes that they just don't have the resources to go to school or to have, scholarship funds to go do, we are going to let them graduate from Bullitt Central with a skill set that they can immediately go into the workforce and be productive and be proud.
I'm gonna step back on the Field of Grace thing. There's a number of people that live in actually EJ sent it to me, sent me a list of the people that actually, just a map.
Oh,
a
that
dot
live
of a
in the
map,
city?
That live in the city. So a lot of these people are volunteering in their own city to do this. So
Right.
gotta give Field of Grace for that. And also I will tell you, there's always test scores. Everybody talks about test scores and the value of people that live in our community, okay? Those are important. But graduating and having a job, those are just as important as test scores. I think we've got some skill sets that people need to do, learn about doing a checkbook. Gotta start early on that. So there's some things that we should be teaching our kids in school. But I think if we can get them get them in a co-op position, they
Absolutely.
can get comfortable with it and start out all these vocations, the electricians and plumbers. I mean, welders with 5 years and make $85,000 to $90,000 a year. That's amazing, and because they're really in high demand right now. So that's really kind of the focus for us. We really are trying to keep as many people to live here.
Absolutely.
And then obviously we've got, and then to work here, that'd be great. And then obviously to play here. I mean, that's kind of the theme of this, is keeping folks living here. We've seen a lot of people move away. We're hoping some of them move back, right? We want them to come back and live with us, so that's what
Anybody
we're
have any
working on.
questions?
Yep.
All
Good.
right, thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Courtney. All right, come on up here, Sam, I am. Green eggs and ham. I just can't help, I gotta say that every time. I just like saying that.
Good evening, Mayor
evening,
and
Sam.
Council.
Yep.
I'm just gonna give you a few updates from the Parks and Rec Department, and then I'm gonna ask you for something. First, we have the Mindfulness Trail. Those are the signs all along the Riverwalk. That's still there. We've had a really good response from that, so I plan on keeping those out at least through the end of the month. Then, let's see, on October 4th, we are doing our fall edition of the Art in the Park free public program. So we're going to be painting a nature-inspired piece out at the pavilion in the city park. That's going to be from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. If you all are interested, pre-registration is required. Then we are going to do the Fall Family Film Series in the city park, where we are going to run 3 different movies, 3 consecutive Saturdays on a huge blow-up movie screen in the park. It's a free event. You don't have to register. Just come on out. The show will start at sundown. So that's September 20th, the 27th, and then October 4th.
Yeah, I told Sam I'm gonna go to the first 2. I'll just go to the last one because she likes Hocus Pocus. I'm a Hotel Transylvania Addams Family guy.
I should be hearing back about the recreational trails program grant that I had applied for. Should be hearing in the next couple months on that. So fingers crossed. And then if you haven't already seen, we have installed a couple of shade structures over in the city park. So I want to say huge thank you to Public Works. All of that to say, I need a staff. So I had emailed you all, I believe Friday. This is basically a request to amend an ordinance. So it's section 3 of ordinance 025-013. So currently the authorized staffing level is 0 for the Parks and Rec Assistant Director position, and then the Parks workers.
Yeah, let me explain that to the council real quick. So, oversight on our part, we didn't really plan, but we're getting a little nervous about having the right staff. So we needed that person. So what we're doing is Scotty's moving from Public Works. He's going into that position. So it is a net neutral as far as budget. We still would need we're gonna get a seasonal for the Parks Rec, and then we need to hire that person. We looked at budget, talked to Tom, and their budgets look really good. If you look at your numbers that you just got, we're about 2% lower in our budget, our payroll. Payroll's looking solid. So I told us, listen, ask the council, what I'd like to do is we have to amend that job description for the one, gotta get that approval, then we just move Scotty into it. Then we go back, and we'll come back to you and request that person in Public Works. So we'll put it all in kind of, I'd like to do it the 22nd, but it may be too much.
We don't have anything built for any of that yet, right?
But we don't, we do, we've got her, one person, and then I think we've got one more for him, yeah.
We don't have anything on tonight for that, right?
No, I just want, she wanted to introduce it, I just want to talk about, what we'll do is we'll get stuff to you. I believe it'll be the first, October the 13th, will probably be the day that we'll bring. What we want to do is, we're just a little concerned, we get a little nervous because we're starting to get really busy and we're seeing stuff. We want to have that person with her by January 1st, because right now Scotty's doing all of the stuff in the park.
So all the Parks and Rec payroll is under Public Works
It is.
currently.
Correct.
It is.
Yeah.
So the plan, I believe, was to break that out next
It is.
fiscal
Next
cycle.
We already worked on the budget, we had a budget,
Right.
yeah.
So we can move Scotty over, that's not a problem, but where's the money for the other position gonna
So
come
she had, so in it though, we actually added another person to Public Works. So there's another person in Public Works. So we need to hire that person. Probably what we'll do is gonna hire that person right there for that. We're gonna look at our budget in January and come back to you and go, hey, we'd like to put that seasonal person on by March. Because what we're concerned with is that we're trying to get the baseball fields all squared away. We've got all that planned out, get it in maintenance and all that, so that's Scotty. But I think what we've got going on there, and if we don't, we're just gonna trade Public Works. If it doesn't look budgetary to do it, we can work it. But if we can bring that person on in Parks Rec in a seasonal position, we wanna do it. We're gonna do the number crunching.
I
We
mean,
just
I
wanted
don't
you,
have a problem with it as long as it fits within the salary
that's,
that we put for public works.
that's
So,
exactly why we did this today, Brad, because I wanna make sure you guys know that this is what Brad's concern was. It's 0 on there. We wanna make it 1 and move Scotty over to it. That takes care of that position. Then we still have to get our 2 seasonal. We have 1 seasonal in Public Works in the mix, and 1 for Parks Rec. But we need to hire, so what we can do is take those 2 seasonal, don't do that, and just hire a person for Scotty's position. We'll do some shifting around. I really wanted Sam, we've already worked on her budget already. So we've got her a budget already set up for next time for you guys, for budgetary purposes. But we kinda get a little concerned. We're getting busy. We're seeing all the stuff we're doing in the park now. We're gonna put another basketball court by the football fields, stuff like that's coming up. And one thing that's gonna come up for you guys too, and I'll go ahead and tell you this, that we have an agreement with Saddle Club. Is that on your list? I don't know if it is or not, but I'm gonna throw it on your list. But I just want you all to know this, because it's just conversation today, we'll have it more on our agenda. But what we're doing is we've got an agreement with the Saddle Club that we're gonna lease 6 acres. We're not paying anything for it, we're just gonna do a little cutting grass and trimming it and those kind of things, it's in kind service. But, because if we're able to do that, then what we're gonna have to get with you guys is the cost to do that, because it's not a project in the budget. I'm gonna have to come to you guys and go, all right, now we're adding a project. So I need you guys to think about that, because what we'll do in October, what I'd like to do, we won't do anything until January, but I need you to know that we didn't know it was gonna work out with Saddle Club. Scott and I have been working on it with Catherine, and now we have a situation that they were actually willing to work with us on that. So that changes the dynamics. I have to come back to you guys, and first of all, tell you that we want one, and then what it costs us. So they're gonna work some cost up for me, so I can bring it to you, and we can decide if it fits into the projects. I think it's important, but that's the way that you guys wanted it to be. I wanna make sure I'm doing it that way. We're just conversation today, but we'll give you more details, okay?
Are we gonna be able to build or anything on the?
Yeah, and that's why we're leasing. All we're putting is 2 soccer fields, a parking lot, 2 goals, and 2 bleachers. It's pretty simple. It's not gonna be a whole, there's no real construction work. We just need a place. We have no place for soccer. Our kids are all going to Mount Washington. I really don't like that. Not because anything about Mount Washington. We got somebody that'll run the program. The Y is gonna come back, and that's another conversation for us. Good conversation. But the Y is gonna they run it at Mount Washington. They'll come and actually run our soccer program. So our kids, 12 and under, will be in our community. And that's why we were working on it. We just didn't know we were gonna get it. Unfortunately, they were cooperative. All right, so that's kind of a nice thing. Same, I'll tell you, the awnings, or what we call them, canopies, they're beautiful. Those are the same ones gonna be at the skate park. They really look nice. It says a lot about the park.
They were projected to be at the splash pad too.
We've got something going on. It's a little different.
$1,000 that I know.
There's some, they're not those, but there's something that goes out that goes with that. Mhm. So, good stuff.
So are you just wanting now for the assistant director and no parks worker at the moment? Because your email said you wanted both that and a parks worker.
Well, I think,
This
that's
was-
gonna be kinda later on down the line.
Okay.
But
And
yeah,
he mentioned
definitely.
seasonal, but we don't have a position at all for parks worker seasonal.
No,
We
it's
do
for
for public works.
Well, that's what we're gonna utilize.
Okay. I
Yeah,
just-
she's got her own budget next year, so you'll see it. She's got a dollar amount already. She knows what her payroll looks like. We just did that last week. So, for us, the biggest part about this, there's an evolution. We're bringing in a Parks Rec now. That's gonna separate next in the budget. So a lot of what happens with Public Works, as long as we fit that budget, that's the one we care about. We just needed that assistant director, so she has somebody. He's doing it now. We just wanna make it official that he's with her.
That's the position that Scotty.
Yes. Yeah. So it's just a trade. We wanna get that piece of, they're already kinda working together anyway, so we make it official having those 2 there. Yeah. And then we'll get back. January 1's gonna be a good thing for me to get some numbers, bring them to you and take a look at it. All right, Sam. Thank you so much. Oh, you have any questions? Do you guys have anything for her? No. Park's looking really nice. Thank you for all that you're doing out there. Movie night.
Thank you.
Don't have to bring the popcorn.
Yeah, moving
I
on.
guess if
Bonnie,
anyone
in-law?
wants to sponsor that ordinance to amend, let me know.
I will.
Okay, thank you, Bonnie.
She was fast.
What's that?
She's not messing around.
So
with
fast.
it.
All right, so Bonnie Enlow has a presentation to make. We've been all wondering what you got. We thought she brought her laundry. We're not sure what you do.
Both chiefs, I need you all up here, please.
Oh, now you're gonna get it, guys. Mm-hmm.
A little bit longer.
She wants you to do her,
Oh, now you're gonna get it.
It doesn't. This
So
is
this is a
for
close
your
up.
departments. This is a thank you for everything that you all did for me when I had my fire. all the guys that were there were really great, really took excellent care of me. And one officer stayed with me till really late that night, and I truly appreciate it. This is just some really nice snacks for them. And I just wanted to know how much I love you guys and how much I appreciate what y'all have done for me.
No hugging each other. Hug Bonnie, not each other. All right. Hey, gentlemen. Hey. Get up here, Bonnie. Awesome. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Chief, don't eat all those things. I mean, Chief Steve. Chief Steve.
Look, he's leaving.
Hey, he's leaving. he's running to the door. All right,
If it's
Bonnie,
gonna be
we
on Facebook, the
appreciate
guys will know.
Yeah, I know. We know how he is. We know how he is. All right. So, Miss Catherine, we've got our open bids for the HVAC. Is that the? Do we have any bids? Is that the bids? This is it? Okay.
So we put out a bid for the remaining ones that are going out.
There's 13 units up there, and they haven't done anything to them since they built this building. So we
How
unfortunately.
bad was it?
It's not too bad. Yeah, whatever they did, I don't care what they did, they just really take care of them. So we actually have been replacing them. And so, we've got 5, I think we've done in 2 years. And, we put another 6 out there, so we're hoping that we put it in the overhead budget for that. And then, so we bid it out for it. So this is what she's going to read for us right now.
I have a question real quick.
On speed dial back in 2007, so
Who was it back then? No.
they're still around.
Do we know Silver?
Kentucky Amateur.
Green and white trucks.
Are these supposed to be sealed?
Are they supposed to be sealed bids?
They came in via email to me, so I stamped them, nobody but me saw them. And no, they didn't put sealed on the advertisement, they emailed them to me.
All of them emailed?
Okay, the first one, not sure how it's pronounced, Roars, ROEHRS, Heating and Cooling. Their bid is for $98,750. The next one is Hadley Energy Solutions, and their bid is $99,857. And then the third one is Comfort Systems USA, and their bid is $139,933.
And how many units is this for?
I believe it's 6.
5.
Is it 5? I'm
5
sorry.
units?
Yeah, it's 5 units. Because I know we
Last
got.
5 units. And one of them's.
Yeah, so it's
Or
3
2 of 'em.
15, so this first bid is 3 15-ton, 1 6-ton, and 1 3-ton. For a total of 3, 4, 5, that would be 5.
Sorry, 3 big ones.
And then this one's got furnish and install 5 rooftops. So a 3-ton, a 6-ton, a 15-ton, three 15 tons.
I think it's 13. 13.
So- These are for
I know we've
5.
replaced 5. Yeah. They just went out. And part of it is the hail damage. And so what we're hoping is when we put these up here, they're going to protect them because that hail damage is what did a lot of damage to those. All right. So the thing for us is we obviously know there hasn't been a lot of work done. There's been some maintenance work through the years. But that's not acceptable. We need to get these things replaced. So again, at this point, we have the 5. She's got the bids here. She's going to scan that and send it all to you. I want to make sure you'll see that. And then what we'd like to do is we'll make a decision on it, but I want to hear from you all first. Just give me some opinions, anything, Rob, Faith, Mike. Look at all that when you see them, and just, Jennifer, you guys just let us know what you think about it, okay? I know this is not my expertise, but look at the numbers. And,
Are any of those from Bullitt County?
yeah, Rod Hadley is
Hadley is,
yeah.
I never heard of them, but I've heard Comfort, but.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come-
they're-
Hadley's done a lot of work for the city.
Oh, they don't, they have. As a matter of fact, they got the baseball lights back up, and they did that for very.
Brooks.
Okay.
And the other one's out of Louisville.
Yeah, so, and we'll have all that, you'll see addresses and stuff. I just want to hear from you first, but, you know, we have an idea who we'd like to work with. We've got partners that we're pretty comfortable with. I'd just like to hear from you guys first, before I make a decision. If you got any real concerns of anybody we have out there. If you got somebody you like, let me know too. Okay? All right,
So when those bids go out, do we put on there sealed bids? Cause I don't, Rob and Jennifer.
I did because they were emailing them to me.
Okay.
So
don't put
I'm the
seal?
only one- I'm the only one that gets them. I didn't see any sense in putting them in
Yeah.
an envelope.
Yeah.
We see a lot that are supposed to be sealed and they're just clasped and there's nothing on the front. So
They
it's
like
like,
to email them
this is
now,
not
Yeah.
really sealed.
you know.
Yeah, I get it.
But, I mean, I would be sealing them because they're emailing everything now.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Well, thank you all. All right, Ms. Catherine? For 6.1, reading on 025029.
So, I'm sponsoring that ordinance and I would like to table it as of right now.
She's wanting to make a motion to table
Make
it
a
until
motion to
after
table.
the reading of 025030.
Right.
I'll second that.
Well, can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Are we tabling it indefinitely?
No, she's tabling it
No,
until
after
after
we
we
read
read
it.
the
She just said after we read the-
025030.
I missed that part.
No worries, no worries.
Okay.
Sorry, I should have said that.
No, you're
No, it's all good.
Get a motion to table which one?
Yes, we got a motion
Motion from-
table 029.
Okay.
Faith made the motion, Bonnie seconded it.
Yep. Okay.
This in there. I didn't have that vote up. Mike,
Yes.
Faith,
Yes,
Rob,
Yes.
Jennifer,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
and Bonnie.
Yes.
All right. So we're gonna table that, and then we're gonna go actually,
Yeah, now we're going to 025030. City of Sherbrooksville, Kentucky, ordinance 025030, an ordinance amending the Bullitt County City zoning order and the Bullitt County City zoning map as amended, changing the zoning of 1.22 acres more or less located at 800 Beech Grove Road in the city of Sherbrooksville, Bullitt County, Kentucky, also known as parcel 037 C0001001 from R1 residential to R3 residential, sponsored by Councilmember Bonnie Enlow. Summary. Section 1 sets forth that the Bullitt County Joint Planning Commission held a public hearing on June 12, 2025, docket number 2025Z-27, and recommended that the Bullitt County City zoning order and the Bullitt County City zoning map be amended to change the zoning of 1.22 acres more or less located at 800 Beech Grove Road, also known as parcel 037 C0001001, hereinafter subject property from R1 residential to R3 residential. Section 2 sets forth that the City Council held its own public hearings on July 14, 2025, and August 11, 2025, hereinafter public hearings. Section 3 sets forth the following findings of facts made by the City Council based upon the testimony and evidence presented at the public hearings. 1, that the subject property's future land use zoning classification is medium-density residential, consistent with the community's vision for preserving neighborhood character. And 2, that the 2045 Bullitt County Comprehensive Plan sets forth the medium-density residential criteria for intended land uses. And 3, that the subject property consists of approximately 1.22 acres. And 4, that the applicant's proposed plan attached hereto as Exhibit A to build 7 single-family homes on the subject property meets the criteria for medium-density residential and is compatible with the density of adjacent residential parcels. And 5, that the proposed zoning classification of R3 is consistent with the 2045 Bullitt County Comprehensive Plan and future land use map. Section 4 sets forth the City Council's decision to approve the recommendation of the Bullitt County Joint Planning Commission to amend the Bullitt County City zoning order and the Bullitt County City zoning map, changing the zoning of the subject property from R1 residential to R3 residential with the following restrictions. 1, only single-family homes shall be built on the subject property. 2, no more than 7 single-family homes shall be built on the subject property. 3, any additional material placed in the FEMA-regulated floodplain shall be mitigated at a 1-to-1 ratio regardless of FEMA requirements. Section 5 sets forth that the Bullitt County City zoning order and the Bullitt County City zoning map shall be amended to rezone the subject property from R1 residential to R3 residential. Section 6 sets forth the severability clause. Section 7 sets forth the repeal of prior ordinances in conflict with this ordinance. Section 8 sets forth publication requirements.
thank you, Ms. Yep.
Oh, can I
Okay.
say something?
Okay.
So the reason I asked if we're tabling that first one indefinitely, because if this one didn't pass, I want to make sure that we could also override that one if we needed to. So that question was answered, but there's still a lot of citizens that are not in favor of this particular one. They didn't really get a proper chance to have a decent hearing in our last meeting because it was a special meeting that was called soon. So there's still concerns about drainage and things like that, even though it looks a lot better.
The drainage
Yeah.
was an issue with the 19, the 7 actually put it in a residential normal drainage on that area.
Right.
They're doing a one-to-one,
Yes.
and the flooding is at the very back of the problem. I don't see how there's
But
gonna be a
it's
problem with drainage with it.
Still flooding.
See the plans? I asked for a copy of the plans.
No, I forgot to send it today, I'm sorry, sweetie.
Did you send the email this morning?
Yeah,
I did send
I've
it.
been out of town.
Oh, okay,
That's why I
of course.
missed the other meeting.
Yeah.
I don't think that person, Emily, she's here.
Yeah.
I don't think you contacted anybody in our neighborhood. We're inside. He's not in our.
He's not in the neighborhood.
No, he's not.
Well, I mean, I just think that special meeting or whatever was not done correctly. Because not enough of us were notified and enough notice to be able to get, I mean, I was out of town, so there's no way I was gonna get it. And I said, put it on Facebook for everybody to go, but I can't make people go, but I would've been there.
Well, I received,
I'm worried about flooding too. I pay flood insurance and it's going out on the roof
Yeah.
constantly. And we have more flooding, it's gonna make it go higher and higher and higher.
The engineers will be looking at the site plans and making sure that the water runoff is done correctly. Our engineer, right?
Yeah, well, I mean,
Arthur
we-
will be looking at these plans and making sure that those things are taken care of.
The best example is the 644 apartments / patio homes and townhomes. 644 right behind Bradford. It took us 6 months to get them to actually agree with what we thought should be back there. The ravine that's back there now is large. And what it did was, the one thing we cannot do is whatever the water issue is in a current subdivision is what it is. Obviously, there's work to be done, if there's things, but most of the time, it still falls on the residents and how they actually let that water drain, especially in front ravines. The second piece in this is that this actual project with the 644 actually enhanced, there's less water being in those places. So what we're telling you is that I can tell you from the city standpoint, from our technical side of the day-to-day operation, we're actually watching all that. We cannot have any project that makes your situation worse. That's the key in this. And what Bonnie's talking about is, we've done more to actually supervise things over the last 2 years than we've done the last 20 years. And so I think Cheryl, it's a great point. I think what we'll do is you'll see us actually monitoring what's being built there. And if anything does cause it to be different, we'll fix it. We're not gonna let that happen in that
I guess
neighborhood.
my other question is, how do we go about incorporating your 5 homes that are on Oak Grove into the HOA? Because it's not gonna be fair, I don't live up front, I live towards the middle, but it's not gonna be fair for those people paying HOA dues.
You want Emily to come
Deal
up
with
front?
us versus.
Emily, you can come up. Emily, come up here, man. Now, this is a little different, Cheryl. We don't normally do this because we have.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're fine. No, I'm saying it's okay to do this. We're gonna be okay with it. So, Emily, come up here. And just, again, mention the water issues. And so I wanna make sure, since you weren't here, this is a courtesy that we wanna give you as a citizen in that area to be able to talk to Emily and ask your questions, okay?
Yeah, so happy to get your email after. I'm sorry that you did not receive notice. Which neighborhood are you in?
I'm in Oak Grove.
Oak Grove Estates, okay, so Don Miles is not with Oak Grove,
Miles lives on East River.
okay.
Richard Miles was the developer. But
Right.
talking to him is like talking to the wall, because he doesn't.
Yeah,
you know, he's
well,
not-
I'll get the HOA, information from you, because we had talked at the special meeting that they do want to work with the HOA to incorporate those houses into the HOA, and we just have to get with your HOA attorney on that, and prepare the plat to annex it. So it's kind of something that we would discuss with the HOA specifically. It's not really something here at the city. To the drainage point, yes, the restrictions on here are a lot more, there's a lot more restrictions than typically there are on developments, and like, the mayor said, it'll have to go through the city engineer, but they had their engineer look at it. Jeremy Kubak, who just spoke, he's also an engineer. He put that restriction of 1-to-1, which is a higher, there's not typically a 1-to-1 restriction placed on each development, but that's what's recommended at least, so that there's not an impact to you guys. And then like Bonnie said, all the floodplain area is in that back of it, so we're not developing anything in the floodplain area, but everything that would be developed would have to have a 1-to-1 ratio. And then to the mayor's point, they're putting in drainage, it goes to the street, there's like a underground drainage system they're gonna connect to. They know more of the engineering part of it than I do, but to the mayor's point, hoping to make that better than it is today. And we significantly reduced the plan down from the 19, so that 7 single-family homes. All the lots are the exact same size as the lots in your all's neighborhood, so it's gonna match the character of the neighborhood. And then one of the concerns that was brought up was
potential price point, and it's gonna be new development, so we're trying to aim, I saw that there's not a lot, for sale in your area, but there was one that sold recently for like $285, so they're thinking around $285, $330, considering it's like a new development. But happy to get with you for the HOA information, and then also get you a plan. But we did not mean to try to, pull a fast one or anything. It was really just a time crunch of, we had so many meetings up until today, and the time for the final decision to be made, they have to make the city has to make some sort of decision by 90 days after planning commission. So we were trying to reach that deadline. And we wish that we had been able to do the public meeting, and that's why I tried to reach out to everyone I could, but I'm not on girls' Facebook pages. And I was hoping that Dawn would have shared it with you guys, but I will definitely get your contact information.
Well, I shared what he shared, but,
Okay,
we can't even get people to our HOA meetings, so
gotcha.
it's hard.
Yeah,
So,
But I wasn't here, so I.
yeah, happy to get your information, the HOA's information. We can keep discussions open on that.
Cheryl, and I'll make sure, me or her will get you that, because again, you called me earlier about that, but I wanna make sure.
I was at work, so I couldn't send it.
Oh, I know, I sent it today.
I
should
did
send
send
last
it. Yeah, I did send it to you.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
One thing that Emily didn't say is that, but it was part of it and was part of the consideration when Bonnie sponsored the ordinance. Her proposal now, in terms of the 7 homes, will be the same lot size as what's currently there for all the current homes. So it's much more consistent with what's already developed, and I think that was one of the things that Bonnie took into consideration, was that it kind of does match the area.
It's probably the homes that should have been built to begin with.
Well,
But there was a house there, so
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah,
I
so,
think it'll improve your neighborhood, and
Yeah.
it also is going to help your home values as well with them putting that in there.
and something, Cheryl, for you too, every time the city decides, and this is a planning and zoning, this is what they vote on, it's not what I can vote on. I always look at 3 things, okay? Traffic impact, this being scaled down to this minimizes that. Obviously, the water runoff, which we discussed already, and I guarantee you we'll be watching that, because and if anything does deteriorate there, we're gonna hold somebody accountable for that, and they're back there now, and I'm sure they would take care of it if there was something to do there. And the last thing is aesthetics, we're building homes. So those 3 things do concern this council, and it concerns me as well. I don't vote on this part of the planning and zoning, but it's important for us to always look at it that way. Can't be a personal thing, does it fit? Does it really fit the neighborhood we're doing something in? I appreciate what they did to try to make a compromise, and this is what we try to do, is have a good compromise, and this is a great example of what it started out with and now what it is. And
I
so,
appreciate it too, from 19 homes to 7 homes, I'm all for that.
yeah, well, and listen, you've been great about stuff. I know you got, it's just the fact that we didn't get any information to you, but we'll get you something to look over. You can reach out to me as well as Emily and make sure we get you squared away, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah,
No, thank you.
we appreciate it. Like I
Glad you
said,
came to
all
this
right,
meeting.
all right, so is there anything else I know, Rob, you had something?
The only thing I wanna say is, I hope that this doesn't set a precedence, because there was plenty of time between the meeting and today to get those 7 homes. Instead, we wait till the very last minute. We were brought back 18 townhomes. In that waste of time, we could have done this, and now people see that that's going on. We can have special meetings all the time. You did it for them, you did it for them, you did it for them. I hope this doesn't set a precedence that people can wait till the very last second and throw something at us.
Well, no, we actually knew that the 10th was the
Yeah.
date. This is so this is, first of all, the first time in 2 years and 8 months that we've seen this happen,
Yeah.
that we had to do this, because it was a time restraint.
And that was not our intention to try to draw this out. I think we were trying to communicate and get feedback from each council member, try to see really what the number is that the community and the council wanted to see, and that's how we ended up here. We obviously don't want to set a precedent that's,
I don't think you'll see that, but I think that this one was a unique
and
case.
I think also with the fact that in previous times they've been able to withdraw the application and that be handled a certain way, and my advice would be I don't know that accepting a withdrawal is final action by the city council. I think that obviously now that she knows that going forward, I think that will also be handled differently. So I agree with the mayor, this was a unique set of circumstances, and you guys said that. So if you guys see that that's happened a lot, you just stop having special meetings and override
Yeah,
it,
you
and they
can,
have to
you
do
don't have to have a
whatever,
meeting.
so.
You got the control. And one thing for For you guys, what we wanna make sure is when we talk about this happening like this, you control it. You just controlled exactly what you wanted to put there. You really did, while your voice is being heard in the last conversation. So it should be by the community. And they were able to negotiate with the developer back that's a mutual compromise. We have to find compromises and things. We just don't say no all the time. Okay, that's the other thing we can't do either, just say no to people because we don't like something. We have to actually be very sensible about the growth of the city and how it actually works for both the community and for the growth of the city, right? Because right now, people get concerned with what they see out there. That's why we're having these type of meetings. These venues are what we're supposed to use this for. And I thought you guys did a good job with that. You've done it in the last few years. We've had a lot of you guys giving good input on the council about what you're concerned with. And I think that's setting a precedence. Because right now, everybody coming down knows they're gonna get a bunch of questions. And they are. Don't you know that, Miss Emily?
Yes, I do.
All right. And that's what we want you to know. In
I
all
will
fairness.
tell you, I did get a lot of phone calls and emails from
Yes.
people in your neighborhood. And a lot of people can't make it. They can't be here at 6 o'clock to sign in. So that's why a lot of them don't come, because they know they can't speak.
Drag a couple of them next time, right?
I had to have my mom come in and watch my daughter just to be able to.
No, and we
I
understand,
get
and we
it, I
understand.
do, it's hard for families.
It's hard to make that compromise and have it
That's
where it
why
works for
phone
everybody.
calls
You
and
know,
email
the
work.
email, the council's email addresses are on the Shepherdsville website.
Oh, believe
So
me.
you can always email them, and when it comes to the zoning, they really do, they read those and they listen, even if you're not physically here to say that, so
And we
that's,
usually answer them.
that is another option for
They
when
do.
people cannot attend.
And I would have sent you that today too, but I was at the hospital, so I didn't have my computer with me. So,
All right.
Have they already developed a site plan?
Yeah, the one that we sent.
Yeah, the one they sent you, Mike.
Yeah, the,
Has it been submitted to our engineer?
it will be, he's
Yeah, we
been
have
on
to
all
get it
the.
approved, yeah, but he sees all that.
He's been on all the email correspondence, so he's aware of the revised plan, but, we'll get with him for final approval and everything.
So he now has enough information to make a determination on the drainage.
Yes, and we actually did talk with him before we even applied on the 19 townhome site plan, and he looked at the drainage then as well. So he was good on the drainage, the proposed drainage on that end. The engineers talked about that. And then, so he's also in receipt of the new plan, so they will continue conversations on that.
Okay.
Okay. A second.
I'll second.
All right.
What's the motion?
To accept the new plan for the Beach Grove.
Motion to approve the ordinance,
030.
adopting the recommendation to rezone.
Okay. Mike,
Yes.
Faith,
no,
Rob,
No.
Jennifer,
No.
Brad,
Yes.
Bonnie.
Yes.
No, the three,
Now what's our legal standing now?
So, we don't have to go back to the original one, right?
Yeah, well, she can untable it, so
Okay.
so the next step would be for Faith to make a motion to take from the table ordinance 025029.
I make a motion to take from the table, what's the number?
025029.
Yeah,
02529.
Second?
All right, Bonnie,
You want to explain to me?
Is this
the
on?
tie?
I think you need to explain
We
it.
need to explain something to you real quick, okay?
Yeah.
Before you get too much further, you get a tie, you know what you go back to?
19 townhomes.
19 townhomes. So right now,
I mean-
if you tie, right now, they're in
We're
control
giving
of
them
it.
what they want, guys,
Yeah.
come on.
So they got 7 houses out there versus 19. You tie, I'll let you talk to the residents.
I mean, they worked hard to give us what we wanted
If
for
we
them.
vote it down, they can't bring the 19 townhomes in.
Nope,
But you got-
but if you
again,
vote 3-3, you have not voted it down.
I just want to
Right,
make sure.
and we're at 3-3 right now.
So with the restrictions that you all have placed, that's what we would.
So they get to build.
19 townhomes.
They don't
Because-
yet, we
No,
still,
I
we
mean,
still
so-
have to vote on the ordinance to
Just meaning, we're
override.
talking about,
All right, don't get off Katie's.
Hold on,
So
we
we're-
gotta
okay,
work this
we're
out.
we don't
voting-
want, hey, we don't want that either.
We're
But right
voting
now,
no.
we clearly have 3 people that like their current plan. I don't know what they would vote on this motion to override. So that would start them back, and they would have to wait a year to go back to the planning commission, and who knows what plans they're gonna do that time. And then, I don't know, will we have a new council by then? I don't know. We may have a
Guys,
new council, so,
For you that are voting no, I mean, that's your vote, but they have worked really hard to come on in, and I don't want 19 townhomes, and I don't wanna force them to wait another year to go through this. This is costing them a lot of money.
Well, I think I made it clear in the beginning that the residents didn't want that, and I was against it.
Okay,
Same.
well, the residents that I have talked to since then, and since they changed the things, and I've talked to a lot of them too, so I'm not, apparently not talking to the same people you are.
Evidently.
They're the ones that I'm talking to are fine with it. So, I just think that we're taking a large risk if we,
Yeah, so,
right,
No, we don't want that.
okay, so, I don't wanna go back, I don't
We don't
wanna
want
go
any.
backwards.
The people I've talked to don't want anything there. They don't
Well,
want,
but I don't
they
know
don't
if
want
We
the
can't, we
meeting
can't
on
stop
Oak
it
Grove.
from anything ever being there, I mean, that's just
Well,
not,
You're not
but,
gonna- yeah,
but why should we allow them to impede on Oak Grove?
It's fine.
Because it's someone's
but
property.
they're actually
It's
gonna
somebody's
really
property.
become a part of Oak
If-
Grove.
if-
I know,
if
I know
Oak-
the man that lived there.
But if Oak
I do.
Grove, if that HOA wanted that property, then the HOA, at the time that it was all being developed, should have bought the property. And it sounds like, based on reading between the lines, what happened was 20 years ago, things were done a certain way, not legally correct, so that it would save this, and everybody thought it was part of the HOA, and that might have been everyone's intent, but legally, that is not what happened. And so, you now have an owner that owns this property that has a right to develop it of some sort without having to be in the HOA, but they're willing, should the HOA vote to allow them to be, and do whatever steps their bylaws require, they're willing to become part of that HOA if those homeowners are okay with it and it goes
Why
to the
can't we
cause.
invite the homeowner of HOA in to speak on it? Because
Okay, well,
I
that's not
haven't
our
been-
deal, that's
I
not our
haven't been
deal.
able to get hold of anybody in the HOA.
So HOA's, okay,
But I can tell you that the people right at the beginning of Oak Grove are totally against this.
so just
The
remember.
ones I've spoke to.
they are part of that HOA.
Well, I'm not on
Yeah, well, yeah, but the section,
They're all part of the HOA.
yeah, and the section one that's right next to the property is in the HOA. Sounds like you guys are approving, you know, would prefer the 7 homes over the 19 townhomes. We're happy, you know, we wanna talk with them.
And it's not that either. I thought the 7 homes was much better and it kind of fit, but the citizens didn't get a chance to actually
And they're
speak
upset
their
about it.
voice. So I'm their voice for them, just like Faith, Jenny, and,
You
well,
must have
everybody
the
is
same
really.
calls I got.
Yeah.
I
Anyway.
just don't know the strong legal justification to overturn a planning commission decision based on what I've heard today.
Well, Emily,
Well, I represent-
at one meeting, you made a promise. You said that you were gonna have a meeting that week, the
And
following week, and
no,
have
I'll-
people in here and let them speak their opinion.
I
And
did-
they didn't get it, and they're
no.
upset about that.
I did say, I said that I would work to get that meeting scheduled, but because you all wanted me to have a meeting before today's date, I could not get that scheduled at the time, so instead I emailed the people that I could, I sent out the letters that I could, trying to get the revised plans so that I could get comments back from the community, but the community meeting is not a requirement in this process. I did everything I could to reach out to the community. We have some people here today. I will get them the revised plan, but, I mean, I made the promise as I would try to do it, everything I could before the 9/8 meeting. I was also on a deadline, trying to coordinate schedules, trying to figure out a time to meet, and we couldn't physically meet before that meeting.
Yeah,
But
that's that.
I
Just-
tried
just-
to contact.
Just to clarify 2 things. First of all, we have nothing to do with the HOA. That is something between the developer and that. We do.
I know that.
Second of all is we don't. We've started a trend to try to actually have these meetings to get everybody out here, to get voices heard. That is not a requirement. You have planning and zoning, you have a public meeting. Those are by law.
Yep.
But what we've been doing to add to it, we've been really trying to be as transparent as we can. This became a unique situation because of the time and urgency of the date. It had to be done the 10th is their last date. So that's why it was like this. It was just a courtesy to do that. That's not illegal. That's not illegal that we have to do that. We just,
I
we're
know
trying to be
that.
honest.
I've been on
Well,
council how
no,
many years?
You
I
just
know
said
that.
it, you just said just then, it was the
No,
right
when you
thing.
sit up here and make a public statement that you're gonna have a meeting and you don't, I mean,
I had the
put
date,
it
the
on-
date that I made the promise for
telling
was
a man
after.
that lives on Beach Grove Road that don't even live in Oak Grove, that's not doing
He was the only contact person that I had from the meetings. He was my really
would've
only
went and
contact
knocked on the
person, but
door.
my promise was that I could make that.
That's what I did.
I could schedule the public meeting after the 9/8. We had prepared to hold a meeting here for the public after the 9/8 date. Then I came to you guys, and you all said that you wanted the meeting to occur before the 9/8 date, and I said that I would try to get that scheduled. But since I could not get that scheduled with everyone's scheduling, having a meeting within a week, I instead did the next best thing. I sent out letters to all the adjoining property owners. I contacted the contact that I did have and showed them the new plan. He put it on Facebook. I mean, I shared it with everyone, all of you all. So if you had, people reaching out to you guys, you could share the new plan with them and we could get comments back. But I did not mean to break my promise. I was just trying to, meet.
In Emily's defense, she,
We
at
waited
the one
too
meeting,
long.
she did try to set up the meetings with all the people and was having trouble with any of them being able to meet her at any certain date. She was having a lot, because she talked about it in that meeting. And she was having it, and I get that, because it's hard for people to get to this meeting, much less any other meetings. And so just in her defense for that, she did try to. And then we scheduled the different meetings when we decided that we would go along with the new plan.
Yes. So I feel like we did everything we could to try to meet the deadline, as well as you all did everything you could to try to meet the deadline. I can only work with so much time, so many different schedules.
Can this be extended? We have an HOA meeting, like for our whole neighborhood meeting on September 11th. It's a Zoom call.
No.
That was, it's a 10, it's a 10.
That's why I
But-
was asking, could it be extended or anything like that?
But I'd be
No,
happy
it's-
to join that call on the 11th as well.
So we have a motion and a second. We have motion by Faith.
To take from the
That's it.
table ordinance
That's
02509.
Let's go ahead.
Bonnie,
No.
Mike,
The motion is to
Override.
take it off the table.
Yep, take ordinance 029 overriding off the table so that you guys can discuss and vote.
I'll vote yes.
Oh, it's to take it off the table.
yes.
Yes.
So
Yeah, it's
then
not to
yes.
vote against it, it's to vote take it off the
Okay,
table.
then yes.
So Bonnie said no to taking it off the table. Mike said yes to taking it off so that you guys could discuss vote.
Okay, Brad,
Yes.
Faith,
Yes.
Jennifer,
Yes.
Rob.
Yes.
Tell Mike to turn this off, please. Turn this off.
All right, any discussion before this reading?
Definitely
Yes.
not for all those townhouses.
Neither am I.
So,
Yes, the seven
going
houses was a
back.
lot better.
Hang on.
so just going back. So we didn't like the townhome development.
Nope,
And we went to them and we told them.
I didn't. I made it perfectly clear in the beginning. I was totally against it.
I went to them.
Against what specifically? You were against what?
Impeding on Oak Grove. I wouldn't want somebody to come over on my property or over.
They're not coming on their property.
They don't
That's
own
what
Yeah,
you.
but they're using their street.
It's
They
not
don't
theirs.
own
It's a
it.
city
The
street.
city owns the street.
It's a
Now,
city-owned
an HOA.
street. I mean, I understand the emotional.
Hey, can I tell y'all something?
But
Let
Yeah,
me-
go ahead.
I bought my first house in Beechwood Estates on Beach Cliff Circle, 2 streets over from Oak Grove. Oak Grove is one of the last subdivisions got
know.
built on Beach Grove.
Yep.
Guess what? There's a group of people that never wanted Oak Grove there. They didn't want your subdivision there. You know what they said? You know what they said? Too much traffic, too much drainage. They didn't want
And it
Emily
is.
Brook. They didn't want, they didn't want Haley Avenue. They didn't want Kate's Landing. People didn't want anything. If you let a small segment of people control everything that gets developed around here, you're not going to build anything.
Well, I just stand up for the people, Brian.
I do
That's
too.
what I do.
And that's what we
That's
got.
exactly what I'm doing.
We got homes
I
that
don't
look
need a
just
lecture.
like
I
the
know.
neighbor.
I've lived
Hold
in
on,
Bullitt County
hold on.
for
Let me
66
finish.
years.
Let
I
me
know.
finish. We got
I know
homes
lots
that look
of
just like the homes in the neighborhood on plots of similar size. Those were the parameters that we set out, and that's what they gave us.
Okay.
And now we're saying no. For what?
For the people.
No, for a handful of people. Not the people, a handful of people.
It was more than a handful of people that contacted me. I don't know how many contacted you.
Several.
Oh, yeah,
And since the revised plan, I've gotten no feedback.
I have.
They say they like it.
Well,
there's no
that was today.
there's no
I mean,
justification for
I've
it.
heard from a lot of people over the weekend that were against it.
Right, they're gonna, the
I
people you
had
hear from are gonna be
nobody
against
call me
everything.
that was for it. Nobody.
The people you hear from are gonna be against everything.
That might be your opinion. Sure, it's not mine.
Well, we all got an opinion.
That's right. We do.
I'd just like to add, the Gelzas are small local developers. They want to do something in this community. They have made the concessions to do something that matches the area, the neighborhood. They took in the council concerns, they took in the neighbors' concerns. I really don't want them to have to wait a year to develop something. I can't remain what it is now. What they're gonna propose is better than what there is now. They have every legal right to access Oak Grove Boulevard, a city street. And we will work with the HOA, continue to talk with them about annexing and being part of their community, and make sure we have that line of communication open.
I agree. What other plan, for you that are voting no, what other plan is better than what they've offered? I mean, something's gonna get built there eventually. We can't stop the progress. At least this is something we've got control over. You know, what about the next council comes in and they go, okay, 19 townhomes, great, let's go, whoopee. You know, then that's not fair to these people. These people, these three families here are here right now saying, we're okay with this because we don't want to take a chance on the 19 townhomes. I think these three is enough to say, hey, we need to listen to these three. I get some people gonna be against it, some people gonna be against everything. I'm against a lot of stuff, right? But I gotta use my practical sense and say, do I want this or do I want this? Or do I wanna leave it to the next person that comes along that's not gonna make a good decision? What if we get all brand new rookies in the council next year that don't know what the heck they're doing? And they're gonna vote everything in.
Maybe.
So, they're just, I'm not mad, you know, we've been friends a long time.
So, honest question, if we,
Would you want 19 townhomes in your
I
backyard?
wouldn't want none of them.
I'd rather see.
But my backyard has all that.
To me than a 19 townhome.
And the
Is
seven,
that your backyard?
Pretty much, yeah, I live right there.
Well, I know people that live across the street on Oak Grove, and they're totally against it.
and again, the main thing for me is the seven seems great.
Yeah.
Or at
Why
least
are
a
you
lot
voting
better.
no?
But the citizens didn't have a chance to voice their opinion to anybody other than
But they did.
Well, they did have an
special meeting.
opinion. We had
Okay,
ones
well,
I've
I mean,
talked
two
to-
public hearings.
we have a lot of people against even the seven.
public hearings on
So,
Two public hearings.
so we've had all these hearings, we've got three families here right now that are for it, that live there. And you've got some families that are against it, so because some are against it, we're just gonna throw it out the door? If it's a good fit, it's a good fit, this is my point, it's a good fit right now.
We just ran out of time.
So if we deadlock on voting on this, it reverts back to the planning and zoning recommendation.
And that's
Correct.
bad.
So honest question,
You can spend time to-
if it reverts back to the original planning and zoning recommendation, are you all building 19 townhomes or are you building seven?
I mean, the plan was for 7. We're happy to go forward with the plan presented that we changed to.
Okay.
I don't think it's the intention of the Guild is to pull what, we're not trying to win on a technicality here.
Right.
They wouldn't have presented the 7 houses if they weren't serious
I mean,
about it.
I know that's just
So you
That's-
all can't get some kind of extension on this from planning
Well,
and zoning?
that's part of what the request was at the last meeting, was the letter of withdrawal for you guys to accept it. We talked with, like I said, at the last meeting, we talked with the city attorney.
They said no.
We talked with the county attorney, we talked with Charlie. The planning commission was on board with accepting the letter of withdrawal. You have to have a motion from you all to accept the motion of withdrawal, because previously in past cases, when we've submitted a request to withdraw an application, you guys have just accepted it, and we've been able to reapply before that 1-year period, but because the statutes aren't specific on withdrawal being a final action, your city attorney has advised that we take final action so that nothing's looming. So we still have submitted our letter of withdrawal as well.
So final action is defined as a vote is taken to approve or disapprove the matter pending before the body. So the question would be whether voting to allow them to withdraw the application would be final action. There is no case law on it. Shocker, I know. And yes, for all you people that say you get 3 attorneys and they would have 3 different opinions, you're right. So that is still an option for you all.
At this point, I'm
That-
willing to,
that you
at
guys
this
can
point, I'm
chance.
willing to accept the withdrawal.
That
I
you
wasn't
all-
before, but I am now, because I don't wanna screw them over.
So if you guys accept the letter of withdrawal, then we would go back to the planning commission with our revised, we'd have to go through the whole process again. We'd go with our 7 single-family homes plan, and then we'd end up coming back to you guys.
So it seems to me, Rob, I'm hearing from Rob and I'm hearing from Jennifer, that you guys just want a little more time to show the folks, you know, I'm sure maybe you're with them as well, but my point is to give them more time, to give them, well, you're not, you don't wanna see it all, but I know you two, especially you do. So that you.
I mean,
then-
I like the 7 homes, but the people I heard from weren't happy because they never heard from you.
My contact information is with the planning commission, so if they wanted to reach out to me, they absolutely could have. I sent out letter, I did everything that I could.
And I put it on Facebook too.
Yeah, I mean, feel free to email, call me, whatever. But I just can't find everybody's contact information.
Does Oak Grove have their own Facebook page like Mounder Lake?
We do have our own.
Okay.
But it's a private page and.
Right,
We have
right.
questions to be able to get on it.
So
Although there are
if
some
we
people
sent
that are-
something to you all, you could put it on there?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm on it, yeah.
You're
You
on it?
tell them you're on city, when you answer the questions, put on there that you are on city council,
Okay.
they will accept you.
You can send it to me and I'll put it on there. I have no
Yeah.
problem.
Okay.
Okay, so are you all willing to do a withdrawal?
Yeah.
To give them some more time?
Amen.
That's
Yeah.
what
All
I
right.
I would feel
So
better with that.
somebody,
It's way too
we
And
need,
let people come in, and this will give you time to
Yes.
invite the citizens in, and not all of them at one time, invite half, and then, another day invite another half.
Just,
and-
that's gonna, that's,
okay, so.
Thank you, Bonnie.
What is, so now what is on the, so, have we even concluded whether this motion to take from the table, was that voted on? We had a first and a.
Yeah.
Did we finish the
didn't finish it.
vote?
We didn't
We
finish it.
did to take it off the table.
Okay, so that is now
That's
taken off the
it.
table.
Yeah, take it off the table.
Okay, so
now
it's
we just
floating
read it-
out there.
Read it, overturn this, vote no on this, and then, yes, we could talk about the withdrawal.
Okay, so,
Question.
Well, should we do the,
or Faith, if you want, you can just withdraw this ordinance.
yeah, just so that there's not, I don't want anything to be considered final action based on this
Right.
ordinance.
Yes,
So just make a motion to withdraw this ordinance?
yes.
Yeah.
So Faith is making a motion to withdraw the ordinance.
You know, when you get back on the docket, there'll be like,
I
I
think
just literally don't like that
October
19
is
townhomes
full.
is hanging out there with whatever we do.
I would
That
rather,
plan is out there.
I would
It's like
rather
people-
kill this,
Yes, that
I would
plan
rather
is out
kill
there,
this
and I don't
ordinance.
like that.
well, it's the law. It's not like we made this thing up.
Right, I know, that's why I would like it to be.
So what do you wanna
Frankfurt,
do? You don't wanna
that's a
leave that, or?
Frankfurt.
I wanna make sure there's not 19 townhomes are like
Right.
dead,
It-
like
it-
no
that-
chance
I
of it
want
coming
that
back.
That's what I thought
want
this motion was
plan
supposed to be in,
The
but
only plan that
let's
is
get it.
considered by planning and zoning and us.
Well, you could've
That's
done that.
exactly what I'm-
You could've done that.
No, cause planning and zoning is the 19th.
No. I mean, if you were, I mean, the point was, and
The
Brad
planning
made
and
it.
zoning was just for the R3.
What is it? So the argument was, okay,
And quit.
let's make sure we're clear on this, that the council, I'm hearing 2 different things. What's the reason why you wouldn't go with the 7? You mentioned not enough time for hearing from some people.
Right.
Okay, again, but in the sense of what they were getting in the compromise, and then really what we actually put out there, and the hearings you had, my only question to you guys are, you could take care of it now, but again, if we can get the withdrawal and come back, you get on the docket, get that approved, you gotta come back to us, that's probably gonna be another couple of months.
Yeah,
Just so-
October's full, November
I know.
is pretty full. I'll have to call about November, but it's pretty full already.
So what's the
Well, I don't have a vote in this,
chances,
son.
Catherine? What's the chances of, if we withdraw,
If
are
you
you
make,
still running the 90 days that,
so,
planning and zoning has?
no, so what she's asking is basically, they're asking now, and what would be the decision before us, is they're coming in and saying, we would like to withdraw our application. One of you all would make a motion to accept their withdrawal as the final decision on this, that they are withdrawing it. You all, somebody would second it, and you all would vote on that. And if you all voted in the majority for them to withdraw, then all that does for them is that they don't have to wait that year to go back before the planning commission. So they would then go back as soon as they can get on probably and get on the planning commission's docket, according to Emily, for this plan of 7 homes. So then they're gonna get on that docket for the 7 homes. I'm just going to take a wild guess and say it's probably going to be approved, considering the 19 homes. Then it'll come back for you all to decide.
They approve everything, so they'll be.
So, well, they approve 19 townhomes,
That
I'm
makes-
gonna approve, they're
I
gonna
mean, But
approve
if you're gonna
7.
pick something for that area, that would make sense.
So they.
Housing makes sense
I
in
could
a
be
housing
wrong, but
area.
I'm just, I mean, if it's within the area, they approve 19 townhomes, why wouldn't they approve 7 homes?
Part of the withdrawal letter that we submitted was language that the planning commission would sign off on, we would sign off on, the city would sign off on, saying that we understand that while withdrawal is not contemplated as a final action under the statute, we're all under the understanding that it will be considered final action. We will not try to go under the planning commission recommendation of the past approval. We will reapply through the process.
The only risk is, what's your name, ma'am?
My name's Cheryl.
The only risk is, what if Cheryl doesn't like it and she says, you know what, I think it was rezoned, and they can build those 19 townhomes, so I'm gonna fight them on that. I don't think Cheryl's gonna do that. I don't think Cheryl's gonna do that, but that would be the.
Don't let that happen,
That
Cheryl.
would be the risk.
Don't let that
Or
happen.
am I, legally speaking, based on just how it is, that could be the potential risk, because there is no case law that.
But our argument was, we're signing it, we're signing this letter as the applicant, it's binding on the successors and assigns, so if they sold it for some reason, it would be binding on them. That letter would potentially hold, the only person that could possibly bring an appeal to try to enforce that zoning would be us, and we have already, we have signed a letter.
Or a successor in interest that would argue
Yeah.
that there was no
And
authority.
we are the letter we submitted is signing, saying that we consider this final action, we will not bring any claim that,
The risk is low, but legally, I have to tell you guys that there's still a outside risk, and that was my advice. But at this point, it sounds like they're on this mission, so I don't foresee that risk being a significant risk. It's probably a 0.001% risk. But it's not non-existent, and that's primarily because there's no case law out there that helps us, so. But I don't think anyone's going to object to them withdrawing the application.
I'd say there's a better chance of us winning in a court action of us, appealing your zoning justification on denying the planning commission decision than us trying to fight the letter of withdrawal.
So you'll just withdraw and then resubmit with planning and zoning, okay?
Yeah, that's what the letter says, yeah.
Yeah.
It will
And
come back.
they're in agreement
It
that
will
we
come back
can
that
come
way.
and, we can come before that 1 year. That's what we went and talked to them at the last planning commission meeting.
So I got a question. Your clients are in favor of the withdrawal and resubmitting with 7 homes.
Do you want to go outside for a minute to discuss? Okay, yeah. Well, can we have a second?
Yeah.
Okay.
Time's up.
Council, I can just tell you they're gonna come back with this. I don't know exactly when they're gonna come back. They're gonna come back with 7 homes. Okay, for everybody to know. You might as well just. They're gonna come back, not now, but when they come back to us, it'll be that plan that you saw today.
Hopefully they
The 7?
get with the citizens this time, and,
Well, they got some. I mean,
Well, they tried.
well,
They did try.
they tried, but they
Well,
didn't.
some of them I talked to
they
never
didn't
heard from
succeed.
nobody.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody knows, but they were asking me for.
Since it's your vote, my concern for you is, what do you think should happen with that land? Just leave it nothing forever? Just
They
ask
got a
them.
park,
That would
A
be
park?
nice, wouldn't it?
neighborhood park.
Yeah. It'd be a great neighborhood park.
He's being funny with that.
No, I'm being serious. I'm thinking.
We got a lot of parks.
I'm not.
Well, I am. There's a lot of.
Should we do a motion to recess?
Hang on, we're waiting for them to come back.
Sidewalks.
Should we motion to recess?
So we have a motion and a second to withdraw.
We're gonna vote for it. Let's get that vote.
Well, didn't we have did we vote on bringing it off the table? We took a full vote on that, right? Okay, and so now, has she made a motion to withdraw?
We need a vote, Rob.
Faith
We need a-
and Bonnie seconded, so now we can take.
Yeah, now we need to take a vote.
We need a vote real quick from you guys.
Catherine, while we're waiting now.
Let's get this vote.
Wait, yeah, she's made a motion to withdraw.
Please.
So we
Thank you,
have,
guys.
we have right now a motion and a second to withdraw ordinance 025-029, overriding the planning commission's recommendation to rezone the property.
Withdraw, or are we gonna read it and kill it?
No, the motion is to withdraw.
Taken,
Okay.
Because they have now asked, and what you all are planning on doing, is allowing them to
do the
withdraw
letter.
them, to withdraw their application, so.
So that's what she wants to do, withdraw it so she can resubmit it.
Submit it
If you are going to allow them to withdraw it,
without the
you
year's
should
penalty.
not, you do not need to vote on this ordinance, and I would recommend you do not vote on that ordinance.
Right.
So,
you're
I
withdrawing.
would say you just withdraw it, and you instead substitute the motion to withdraw. And adopt that if that's what you all wanna do.
So we have to wait for them.
Well, you all can still take the motion, you guys can still take the vote to take it,
Take it off
to
the
it,
table.
to withdraw it.
Yeah, withdraw.
We've
the
got
ordinance.
we've got a motion and a second for the withdrawal, so we need to vote.
Okay, Brad,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Jennifer,
Yes.
Bonnie,
Yes.
Faith,
Yes.
Rob.
Yes.
Who made the motion and second?
I think
Faith.
I
Faith,
made a
Bonnie.
motion.
And who made the second?
All right. I don't know how long they're gonna be. I would like to see them. Give them a 3-minute time. All right. Chief, would you ask them kindly that, we'd like them to speed it up out there? Would you ask them kindly to make sure that, we need them back in here because we've got a meeting to attend, for courtesy of giving them a chance for discussion.
We could go on and come back to that, couldn't we?
We need to finish this up.
yeah, we're technically in old
So if
business.
we,
Yeah, we
if
need
we
to.
withdraw this motion, which we've done, they can submit to planning and zoning in less than a year, whatever plan they desire at that time.
Yes.
Okay.
What they are conferring on is, would that plan be the same plan as the 7 homes?
Right.
And that's what they are conferring and
I think that's
confirming.
what I asked, and so they're.
Yes, that's what they're confirming on. But yes, they would be allowed to submit
Sorry to expedite that. We
any
were
new
just trying to,
plan,
and I appreciate it.
any new
Yes, sir.
plan.
Yes, so he's fine with going forward with the, withdrawal and we'll resubmit.
Resubmittal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
Okay, so we have, we now have a request by the applicant to withdraw their application from consideration by the council. Do we have a motion to accept that withdrawal?
Second?
Second.
Jennifer's second on that.
Actually,
Oh,
Rob
Rob
beat
is
her.
right.
Rob beat it.
Okay, and this is a
He beat
motion
you.
to withdraw the application for rezoning of 800 Beach Grove Road from R1 to R3. And they will be withdrawing the application as previously discussed.
Mike,
Was that 029?
Yes.
I thought we just. I
No,
thought-
no, it's not a 29, we've already ruled on that.
withdrawn
This
their
is just a motion
Okay.
to take final action of withdrawing, of allowing them to accept their withdrawal. Like, your final action is accepting their withdrawal of their application.
Okay, I vote yes.
okay, Faith,
Yes.
Rob,
Yes.
Jennifer,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
and Bonnie.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Council, all right. So when you guys come back to us, we appreciate your patience back there.
Yeah.
Just make
So,
sure that,
just so I'm clear, this ordinance to overturn has been withdrawn.
It was withdrawn. Well, we had a motion a second, and while you all were out, we went ahead and took the vote.
Okay.
And it was unanimously voted on to withdraw it, so that is dead in the water. So the way that the minutes will reflect is that we read ordinance 030, and it did not pass. And so at that time, you made the motion to accept the withdrawal, and they accepted that, and therefore so they accepted your motion, they made a motion, they accepted your request to withdraw by motion, and then 029 was taken off, was withdrawn.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Emily, would you give me a call tomorrow?
Sure.
Make it afternoon, I have to be in the hospital tomorrow,
Okay.
so,
Yeah.
thank you.
Emily, thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you.
If you don't have, do you have my number?
I think Eric probably has it, right? Let's get it from him.
Emily, I've got all their numbers, so if
Yeah.
not,
Yeah, I think
just
I do have your number.
feel free to text me and I can
City
just
Hall,
send it
give
to
it
you.
to me too.
All right. All right, let's move on. We have, all right, new business. 7.1. 025-005, municipal order.
Municipal Order 25005, City of Shepherdsville, Municipal Order of the City of Shepherdsville, Bullock County, Kentucky, making the written determination required by KRS 82.083 for the sale or other disposition of property owned by the city, whereas the City of Shepherdsville now owns property that is no longer useful or beneficial to the city, and whereas KRS 82.083 establishes certain requirements for the disposition of such property, now therefore it is hereby determined and ordered by the City of Shepherdsville, Kentucky as follows. Section 1. Written determinations pursuant to the requirements of KRS 82.083 for the sale or other disposition of property owned by the city, it is hereby determined that the property described herein is no longer needed or beneficial to the city and shall be disposed of as set forth in KRS 82.083-4. Section 2. Description of property. The subject property to be disposed of is the following. Unit 97, 2019 Dodge Durango, marked K9 unit, VIN 1C4RD. JFG 7KC 734416, Unit 99, 2019 Dodge Durango, VIN 1CFRDJFG 0KC 734418. Unit 109, 2019 Dodge Durango, marked K9 unit, VIN 1C4RDJFG 9KC 734420. Unit 102, 2020 Dodge Durango, marked K9 unit, VIN 1C4RDJFG 9LC 15557. Section 3, intended use of property at time of acquisition. The property was to be used by the City of Shepherdsville Police Department K9 unit. Section 4, reasons why it is in the public interest to dispose of the property. Due to the mileage condition department no longer having a K9 unit, the police department no longer has use for the vehicles identified as Units 97, Unit 101, and Unit 102. Due to the mileage and condition, the police department no longer has use for the vehicle identified as Unit 99. Section 5, method of disposition pursuant to KRS 82.083, subsections 4D. The property will be sold by electronic auction following publication of the auction, including the URL site of the electronic auction in accordance with KRS 424.130, subsection 1B. Section 6, the provisions of this municipal order are hereby declared severable, and if any section, clause, line, paragraph, or part of this municipal order shall for any reason be declared invalid or unconstitutional, the same shall not affect the validity or the remainder of this municipal order. Section 7, all prior municipal orders or parts of any prior municipal order in conflict herewith are hereby repealed. Section 8, this municipal order shall be in full force and effect upon adoption on this 8th day of September 2025.
We go with Chief, I think, that's the.
So these are all police cars, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I make a motion that we, oh, I thought we were doing it.
No, it's a municipal
It's a
order.
municipal
So yes, you can make a motion.
Well, then second.
Join us, it's a great time.
Are you trying to confuse me?
I guess.
Told you, you don't do
Body.
that.
Yes.
Brad?
Hey, I've got a question. Chief, do you have an idea of any value of these units?
No, it'll just, I mean, not to be flippant, but it'll just be whatever brings at the auction. They're really no use to us. The upkeep and the maintenance it's not, they've reached the end of their lifespan for us, so whatever the auction brings, it brings.
Yeah. I'm not sure of the limitations, but wasn't there something that if we're surplusing something over a certain dollar amount, that it requires an independent appraisal?
That's only if you're gonna surplus it in a certain way. If you're gonna put it up for auction, you do not have to get an independent appraisal.
All right, anything else?
Brad?
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jennifer?
Yes.
Rob?
Yes.
Faith?
Yes.
And Mike?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, did we not? Did you, I think you voted yesterday. Oh, you voted twice, that's okay. We'll
Well-
take,
You went a different direction that time.
Do you do that on election day too?
all right,
Joking, you know that.
all right, Ms. Catherine. These are the amendments to our budgets. This is the 24 and sewer and general budget.
City of Shepherdsville, Kentucky, ordinance 025031, an ordinance amending ordinance 024018, adopting the City of Shepherdsville, Bullock County, Kentucky annual budget for fiscal year July 1, 2024 through June 30, 2025 by estimating revenues and resources and appropriating funds for the operation of city government, sponsored by Councilmember Bonnie Enlow, whereas the City Council adopted ordinance 024018, adopting the annual budget for the operation of city government for fiscal year July 1, 2024 through June 30th, 2025, on June 10th, 2024, and whereas the City Council desires to amend Ordinance 024018 to more accurately reflect the city's operations during the fiscal year July 1, 2024 through June 30th, 2025, now therefore be it ordained by the City of Shepherdsville, Bullitt County, Kentucky. Did I say this was sponsored by Councilmember Bonnie Enlow? Section 1, Ordinance 024018, adopted on June 10th, 2024, is hereby amended as follows. Section 1 is hereby amended as follows. Estimated revenue. Occupational tax. Dollar amount of $17,800,000 is deleted. Dollar amount of $17,969, $669.61 is added. Property tax, dollar amount $3,330,000 is deleted. Dollar amount $3,634,040.71 is added. Insurance tax, dollar amount $1,600,000 is deleted. Dollar amount $1,789,811.40. Other taxes, dollar amount $287,000 deleted. Dollar amount $400,649.30 added. Franchise tax, dollar amount $97,300 deleted. Dollar amount $134,879.85 added. State incentive pay, dollar amount $394,239 deleted. Dollar amount $532,110.03 added. Business licenses, $110,000 deleted. Dollar amount $152,900 added. Inspection building permits plan review, dollar amount $36,000 deleted. Dollar amount $298,782.43 added. Liquor license, dollar amount $22,000 deleted. Dollar amount $23,291.66 added. Police court warrant reports, dollar amount $17,263 deleted. Dollar amount $32,885.41 added. Administrative services, dollar amount $102,000 deleted. Dollar amount $111,060.20 added. Restricted revenue, dollar amount $166,121.78 deleted. Dollar amount $798,831.29 added. Interest earned, dollar amount $1,210,000 deleted. Dollar amount $1,661,822.46 added. Municipal road aid, dollar amount $252,550 deleted. Dollar amount $264,960.05 added. Total estimated revenues, dollar amount $26,471,923.78 deleted. Dollar amount $29,002,995.69 added. Total estimated revenues for MAP, dollar amount $252,550 deleted. A dollar amount $264,960.05 added. Total resources available for appropriations, dollar amount $45,476,635.41 deleted. Dollar amount $48,007,707.32 added. And for MAP LG&E, dollar amount $349,550 deleted, and dollar amount $361,960.05 added. Total appropriations, administrative, total payroll expenses, dollar amount $1,162,649.28 deleted. Dollar amount $1,098,307.41 added. Total employee expenses, dollar amount $253,710 deleted. Dollar amount $204,007.28 added. Total department operating expenses, dollar amount $1,487,181.51 added. Total facilities and equipment expenses, dollar amount $66,000 deleted. Dollar amount $84,941.83 added. Total contractor fee services, dollar amount $452,800 deleted. Dollar amount $420,438.72 added. Total capital expenses, dollar amount $2,847,500.04 deleted. Dollar amount $770,823.08 added. Under MAP LG&E, dollar amount $349,550 deleted. Dollar amount $363,263 added. Total administrative Appropriations, dollar amount $6,448,331.32 deleted. Dollar amount $4,072,706.83 added. Under MAP LG&E, total administrative dollar amount $349,550 deleted. Dollar amount $363,263 added. Public Works, total payroll expenses $907,850.79 deleted. Dollar amount $866,812.15 added. Total payroll expenses, dollar amount $287,690 deleted. Dollar amount $247,291.08 added. Total department operating expenses, dollar amount $372,795 deleted. Dollar amount $316,939.93 added. Total facilities and equipment expenses, dollar amount $273 deleted. Dollar amount $126,227.53 added. Total contractor fees and services, $60,000 deleted. $32,167.45 added. Total capital expenses, dollar amount $3,949,000 deleted. Dollar amount $2,744,841.03 added. Total public works, dollar amount $5,850,343.79 deleted. Dollar amount $4,334,279.17 added. Fire total payroll expenses, dollar amount $5,839,707.45 deleted. Dollar amount $5,891,745.97 added. Total payroll expenses, $1,216,052.99 deleted. Dollar amount $1,193,961.44 added. Total department operating expense, dollar amount $377,115.31 deleted. Dollar amount $318,745.07 added. Total facilities and equipment expenses, dollar amount $357,000 deleted. Dollar amount $339,573.84 added. Total contractor fees and services, dollar amount $81,500 deleted. Dollar amount $97,023.65 added. Total capital expenses, dollar amount $871,804.87 deleted. Dollar amount $931,652.79 added. Total for fire department, dollar amount $8,743,180.61 deleted. Dollar amount $8,772,702.70 added. Police total payroll expenses, dollar amount $5,566,980.90 deleted. Dollar amount $5,280,008,437.54 added. Total employee expenses, dollar amount $957,236.29 deleted. Dollar amount $932,028.48 added. Total department operating expenses, dollar amount $505,290.81 deleted. Dollar amount $456,528.54 added. Total facilities and equipment expenses, dollar amount $267,250 deleted. Dollar amount $240,199.32 added. Total contractor fees and services, $21,000 deleted. Dollar amount $16,150.50 added. Total capital expenses, dollar amount $462,680 deleted. Dollar amount $485,635.26 added. Total police department, dollar amount $7,780,438.06 deleted. Dollar amount $7,338,979.64 added. Council total payroll expenses, dollar amount $90,347.40 deleted. Dollar amount $89,775.15 added. Total employee payroll expenses, dollar amount $64,085 deleted. Dollar amount $40,921.82 added. Total department operating expenses, dollar amount $27,470 deleted. Dollar amount $31,186.66 added. Total council, dollar amount $181,902.40 deleted. Dollar amount $161,883.63 added. City and park capital expansion, total department operating expenses, dollar amount $2,500 deleted. Dollar amount $2,138 added. Total contractor fees and services, dollar amount $4 million deleted. Dollar amount $39,760.50 added. Total capital expenses, dollar amount $10,500,000 deleted. Dollar amount $14,064,106.97 added. Total city and park capital expansion, expansion, dollar amount $14,502,500 deleted, dollar amount $14,106.05, $106,105.47 added. Overhead, total payroll expenses, $19,000 deleted. Dollar amount $5,268 added. Total payroll, total employee expenses. Okay, so we got total payroll expenses.
Oh, there's none.
And I guess that line's blank,
Right.
which should be zeros. Total employee expenses, deleted $19,000. Added dollar amount $5,268. Total department operating expenses, dollar amount $39,000 deleted, dollar amount $49,231.78 added. Total facilities and equipment expenses, dollar amount $603,000 deleted, dollar amount $595,557.47 added. Total contractor fees and services, dollar amount $264,500 deleted, dollar amount $336,428.40 added. Total capital expenses, dollar amount $140,000 deleted, dollar amount $1,555.82 added. Total overhead, dollar amount $1,065,500 deleted, dollar amount $1,008,041.47 added. Total appropriations, dollar amount $44,572,196.18 deleted, dollar amount $39,794,598.97 added, and under MAP LGEA, that remained the same at $363,263. Excess of resources over under appropriations, dollar amount $904,439.23 deleted, dollar amount $8,213,108.35 added. Estimated fund balance to be carried forward to fiscal year 2025-26, dollar amount $904,439.23 deleted, dollar amount $8,213,108.35 added. Section 3, the provisions of this ordinance are hereby declared severable, and if any section, clause, line, paragraph, or part of this ordinance shall for any reason be declared invalid or unconstitutional, the same shall not affect the validity of the remainder of this ordinance. Section 4, all prior ordinances or parts of any prior ordinance in conflict herewith are hereby repealed. Section 5, this ordinance is adopted in accordance with KRS 83A.060, and that it was introduced and given first reading on September 8, 2025, and given second reading on September 22nd, 2025, and shall be in full force and effect upon publication and summary pursuant to KRS Chapter 424.
And I'm partridge in a pear tree.
Okay, first of all, thank you for doing that. That
Can
could,
we not read just the
the departments?
departments totals instead of each line?
Nah.
Not in the budget, I'm sorry.
So because of this is the summary budget versus the long.
They're not as long.
Yeah, so,
They're not as long.
no, Stuart's not bad, but,
Go ahead and leave.
so when you read this, if you got any questions, we send it all out to the council. The reason why we did it, we are over on our revenue and under on our expenses as far as the operating day-to-day. It's skewed because of that 30 million and when things get spent. So the way we had to carry it over, and it's a moving target on when they buy stuff for the aquatic center. That's why $8 million is not what we actually brought back in. But we actually did, for everybody's benefit, it was $2.2 million over our revenue and 2.3.
Limit's 1 minute.
What's that? What's that?
Limit is
I know, it's just,
because this is going too long.
no, the
I'm
next
bringing
one's not,
my
the next one's
duck
not,
back in.
hey, the next one's not gonna go too bad.
I'm ready.
Clark, all right,
Okay.
real quick for you guys.
Bonnie, I'm
You guys
bringing
need
my
to-
duck back in.
Yeah, your chicken. So real quick for you
Chicken, yeah.
guys, what this is, more than else is, you're just getting a summary of what was actually spent, and that's the thing. Tom, we'll make sure you get a copy. Yes, Rob?
This is last year's budget, and we can only make amendments to this fiscal year's budget.
No, what,
We can, I've looked at all the KRSs, KRS 91.
we were supposed to amend our budget for the actual year. When we have corrections on what we'll have to actually amend it, we've been told we have to amend it.
Within the fiscal year,
Yeah.
not after. Like, we know Samantha needs staff, Jody needs a fire truck, got the Saddle Club coming up.
I was told that we
All
were supposed
this.
to actually make sure that.
We're supposed to.
So you don't want us to
amend
do
the-
this?
We're supposed to amend the budget
Prior to the spending.
prior to the spending, yes.
Yeah, well, that hasn't been done in the city, so we were just trying to make sure we had transparency of you guys seeing what was spent.
The transparency is good. We can't legally amend last year's budget.
Do you know that for sure? Because I was just
I
told.
did not know that there was a deadline.
So, Carrie, did you give her the?
KLC says cities
Well-
do, this is kind of unfortunately what cities do. They,
Just to make sure you have an
I
accurate
don't
budget to
know.
finish with, it's
Ones
on
that
record
go
now.
over, we're supposed to, it's supposed to come to us to be
Well,
told
we've
why
discussed
they're
that before.
going over.
Well,
And
in the fire department, that was all.
we've never, in that year, nobody ever came to us and said why they were going over.
We told you about the FEMA, we told you about the fire department, if you look at 3 of those 6 are for them. And then there's one in the council that's in there, is because we don't control that general liability, they gave us a number. And it's like we don't actually have, some projections we put out there, like health insurance, we have a better idea, but some of the liabilities we don't. So we were as a city just trying to make sure that you have it. Again, let Catherine look at it, if we don't have to do this, we can stop it right now. Because, well, I mean, I'll be honest.
I think we have to.
Well, it doesn't matter, I just wanna make sure all of you do know, just make sure you know, that we'll make sure the public has all this so that you can at least see it. That's more than anything else, so even if we don't have to amend it, you guys, we'll just make sure they get to see it, make sure
Well,
that
I
they see
mean,
what we did.
No, we're supposed to
No,
amend
you
it
need to
within
amend
that.
it.
It has to be, the problem is.
Again, my point was, is you were saying about when it's supposed to be, but right now, at this point, we can take the action to amend it to make sure it is exactly what it was for the year. And I don't know that we can't do that. Why couldn't we amend it to make sure that it's accurate for what it was actually for the year? Can we
this-
legally,
for
can we
this year?
legally do it? Yeah, I mean, no, for the year that we're in. Catherine, will you find out for me?
as far as I'm aware, we can do it. So what
We can do it.
statute are you referencing?
KRS 91A, .30, and there's a bunch of subsections, but mostly 8 is, the budget runs from July 1 to July 30, and any amendments are for that timeframe.
Yes, we are amending it for that time frame.
But last year, not the current fiscal year, and
91A
we can
was
only
supposed to be amending when it's.
30.8.
before it's happened.
And I had some, legal advice on this too. So going forward, we need to, like we know that Samantha needs staff, Jody needs a fire truck, talking about getting a saddle club.
The fire truck,
We need
there are
to-
some things that,
We need to amend the budget in advance
So
and
remember-
then
And then
adhere to the budget.
there are also emergency powers that we.
There
can
are
use.
emergency.
And that
yes.
fire truck would be considered because of,
It was
that's
not. That's not.
Do we
Rec
need
is
that?
not.
Okay, part of our services, that truck is immediate need. I mean, I'm not saying that we're gonna use that, I just wanna make sure there is that power to do that. Going back to at least the budget being amended to making sure that it's accurate for the year is good business to do that for this council. Now, whether you wanna do it or not, we can find it legally if we can do it. I thought we were under the pressure we can, I think KLC has told me that before, you can actually amend the budget to show that it's actually the numbers that are out there. And Tom will make sure you get a copy of that anyway.
Are we not amending, we were talking about last year's budget, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, that was last
Well,
year's, and the next one is,
Because the last year one, when we report at the end of the year, we don't actually have the true numbers
We don't.
until,
Right.
what, Brenda, a couple months or so
I
later?
think it's October,
We get
or
financials
August
every
31st.
month.
before
I know,
we
No,
do
but
it.
we don't have the bills that are being paid. We used August 31st. The city never had a cutoff date. It was just June 30th, and then the bills, the financial director report just kept taking the bills until January. That's not how this works. We actually established, for audit purposes, we established August 31st, which is 2 months after the period ends, that no more bills go into that one so we can finalize it. Because it would just be a moving target forever.
It's just like when you balance your checkbook,
Yeah.
all the checks
Mine
haven't
looks
been
like-
cashed
looks like-
yet, and you still gotta wait for all that information to come in before you can balance your checkbook out. It's the same way with the city and the bills, we still have to wait for everything to come in. That's why we redo this at the end.
but it's in the budget though, like you know what it's gonna be.
Yeah, but
And then
you
you
know,
go
always,
over,
though.
they're supposed, that's part of our
that's
job.
that's what we get the reports for every month, is to tell us if we're over.
So presuming that we can't amend last year's budget ending June 30th, originally that showed just a little over 900,000 anticipated carryover. Now it's at over 8 million.
Yeah, this-
So I guess we need to amend this year's budget to add the 8
Well, those
million
numbers,
in.
but you can't do the 8 because that 30 million is what skews it. So once this year is over with, the year we're in, that won't be an issue, because we're just projecting. We don't exactly know when they're gonna take that money out for the aquatic center. We're just having to project it. We know what they have an end result of the 25.2 for it. That is it. When it's done, it's done. We won't have to deal with it. After this next budget, we won't have that whole $30 million in our budget, which is what we had to do. Because we were projecting, how much are they gonna use? Well, half of that. Well, we put that number, then if things get delayed and we don't get product in, well, they're not asking for the money. And now, the way that works is in this process with them, they buy the product and then, we buy the product and we get credit back from them. So we may spend $2 million on supplies and then we have to wait for credit from back for them. So how do we wait for that to get through? That puts us over in accounts. So there are things that are happening in this. The idea of doing this for the public and for us is to do an amendment so you all see exactly what the budget was. Don't disagree with the fact that if there is something that comes up, if there's an emergency, we have that call. If it is something that goes over the budget, we have one account that we know because of what happened with the insurance piece we had to have that went over in that budget. That's, if you look at your lines, if you guys have looked at your reports, you would have seen that. You would have said, one of you would have brought it up now. So again, part of this is an overview of what you see, but go look through those budgets. Find something in it. I know exactly which one it is. That's over. Okay? That's what you should bring to me, and then we'll bring that up in the budget, and I don't mind. If we want to move forward with that,
You know that it's over, but you didn't bring it to us.
I did, because it was part of that had to be added to it, but it was after the budget was done. It just got paid. This just happened. And so my thing to you is, we were taking the preface of just make sure every year that unless it was something that was, you guys were moving forward with letting you know, think about this. We were just trying to get somewhere, some process in the way we amend our budget, so that you at least know what's going on with it. For years, nothing's ever been done in this budget. So we were just trying to show you, hey, this is our real budget, this is what we finished with, and moving forward, if we have anything. But I just wanted to see, you guys talk about this, but I know there's one out there, none of you looked at it.
I look at all of them, and
Oh, yeah, you
I
look-
even
okay.
brought up the
Did you see it? Did you
overages
see
a
it?
couple months ago.
Oh, did you see the one that's in the budget right now, the current budget we're in?
The current budget?
Yeah,
Current budget,
yeah.
an
You
overage.
know,
and a
you know
current
which one it is.
Are you talking about the sewer?
No.
Oh,
No,
because
that's
that's the
okay.
only one you've reported to us.
No, you should have got both of them from Angie.
So-
She should have sent you general. So anyway.
But yeah, going forward, like I said, Samantha needs staff.
We
need a
did
fire
that.
truck. We need Saddle Club. We just have to move it, we have to take it from something to give it to them.
So,
So
no,
we
the
had to
Saddle
figure all
Club
that out.
isn't anything with them. Now, the soccer field we want to put on there, yes.
Okay.
Yes, and I told you we'd bring it to you. So we're doing that. What we talked about in our last budget, we would do these things to make sure that there's a transparency part. We're doing that. The city has never really reported their numbers well. We thought with doing this would be a great start on showing the public and you guys how we finished. How we finished with what we had, why we did as far as the carryovers, and what you look at on these numbers. Okay, the biggest part about it is, if we do have something, okay, in this case, we had the one thing just happened recently, because it was like, it's over $30,000 over the budget that was there. But that budget number wasn't including something that we were recommended to do from an emergency standpoint of our security for the systems. Okay? That's,
Well, I think at this point, it'd be more like a balance sheet than a budget. It's just showing
Right.
what happened then, not,
again,
'Cause we're
moving
not-
forward,
we can't
again, I have no
change that.
problem with that. I'm just letting you know, with the budget we finished, we have the authority to actually amend that budget. We can, okay? We're gonna amend it so we have it on record for what it actually is for the budget. That's what we're gonna do today. Now, whether you vote for it or not, I'd be glad to hear what everybody's gotta say, but we're at least gonna read these two, and then we'll read them again on the 22nd, and then you can vote accordingly.
I can watch.
You can vote accordingly, because we're actually gonna amend our budget. We're gonna actually at least show you what last year's budget was.
Okay.
We can do that. Am I
Yeah, there's
correct?
not, yeah, no, there's nothing prohibiting
And then it
us
really
from
doesn't matter
amending.
whether we vote yes or no.
Vote the way you want to, bro.
It's
Vote the
like,
way you want to,
because it
sir.
doesn't change, you can't go back and
You
change.
can't change it,
what you
those are
spent or
actual
what you
numbers, that's
received.
correct. Yeah, okay.
Good.
You good?
I'm good.
All right. Good,
Rob,
Daniel?
was there something in particular we were supposed to take action on from the last budget, or?
Yeah, according to KRS, if the departments go over, if any line in the budget goes over, it's supposed to come to us for a vote. To move the money to that line.
Okay, so which ones are we talking about?
Well, there's fire,
Three and a fire is the FEMA.
payroll expenses,
FEMA, are you talking from?
The flooding.
From
Yeah, we haven't gotten our credits.
Payroll.
Yeah, so we just went ahead, instead of waiting for that credit to come in,
a lot of the capital expenses. They're over. Like the county council operating expenses, they went from 27 to 31.
There was something in there, I can remember we controlled on that. What was it was in there
The city park went from
for the council?
19.
I can remember. It was something we got blindsided by, but that's obviously what the, yeah.
Overhead.
Yeah.
So I have a question.
Yes, sir.
If you're saying that the difference between the 900,000 and the 8 million is aquatic center money that hasn't been spent.
Some of that, if you look at the carryover, the big numbers on top, yeah. We carry, the 4.8 covers the ARPA money.
Okay.
Covers part of the revenue and part of the not
So
spent.
I have a hard time understanding why that would not then be, if you expect those expenses in this year's budget, why we wouldn't amend this year's budget to put those dollars in.
Because the dollars on the loan is just a moving piece. It's just a part of the 30 million. We've been just guessing basically the last 3 years of when they're gonna use what they did. So when we projected this out, we didn't know until the last month of what was gonna get paid. We're still waiting for $2 million in credit for things that we've spent a bunch of money in the first month just to try to get things paid. So it's really, the biggest thing is, that 30 million is it's a separate entity as far as how the money's paid out. It has a limited resource. What matters to us is, what is our revenue piece and projected, and you see that. You see that it went from 26 and some change to 29, okay? So that revenue piece, we took over. We also took over the $2 million in ARPA money that we moved into general fund for the public works. We moved it over to you. So when you look at that 4.8, that is your number of carryover that you need to be concerned with. That other piece that's in there is the 30 million, and it really is a moving number. We're just trying to make sure as it gets paid, but it is gonna be finished after this year. There's only so much money for that, Bob.
So again, it would just be a financial statement. What we're looking at in the past would be just a financial statement.
Well-
And that's good for transparency, that's great. I just don't,
Moving forward.
that's
Bob,
why we
as I
don't
mentioned
need to amend the budget for last year now.
amending
Moving
it for a
forward, like I
purpose.
said, I want to amend the budget before the expenses are made, because we know what we need. Let's go ahead and get that appropriated and make it perfect on paper.
Right? So. Oh. Now we're finishing up the general. So, you get a motion? No, sorry. All right, let's read the sewer then,
So it affected about 9 lines.
and 3 of them sewer. That's
Just,
fine.
just to clarify, council can amend the budget at any time. It doesn't have to be during that fiscal year. You can do that, so there's nothing that prohibits you from amending the budget after a fiscal year has ended. So, however you all wanna handle that, but you can do that. All right, we're reading the rest sewer. Okay, I promise you all out there it's not as long.
Thank you, Jesus.
City of Shepherdsville, Kentucky.
I don't think it is.
City of Shepherdsville, Kentucky, ordinance 025032, and ordinance amending ordinance 024020, adopting the City of Shepherdsville, Bullock County, Kentucky sewer operation and maintenance budget for the fiscal year July 1, 2024 through June 30, 2025 by estimating the revenues and resources and appropriating funds for the operation of the sewer department, sponsored by Councilmember Bonnie Enlow, whereas the City Council adopted ordinance 024020, adopting the annual sewer operation and maintenance budget for fiscal year July 1, 2024 through June 30, 2025 on June 10, 2024, and whereas the City Council desires to amend ordinance 024020 to more accurately reflect the city's operations during the fiscal year July 1, 2024 through June 30, 2025, now therefore be it ordained by the City of Shepherdsville, Bullock County, Kentucky, Section 1, ordinance 024020, adopted on June 10, 2024, is hereby amended as follows. Section 2, Section 1 is hereby amended as follows. Resources available, funds carried forward remain the same at $2,420,961.84. Estimated revenues, sewer revenue LWC, dollar amount $3,776,937.50 deleted, dollar amount $3,821,044.31 added. Sewer revenue, Mount Washington Sewer, dollar amount $30,571 deleted, dollar amount $27,595.81 added. Jim Beam payment, dollar amount of $2,800,000 deleted, dollar amount of $1,948,552.87 added. Sewer capacity fee, dollar amount $50,000 deleted, dollar amount $492,651 added. Sewer connections tap on, dollar amount $120,000 deleted, dollar amount $1,429,434 deleted. Sewer connections interceptor, dollar amount $5,000 deleted, dollar amount $3,000 added. Residential community sludge, dollar amount $15,000 deleted, dollar amount negative $689.70 added. Interest income, dollar amount of $100,000 deleted, dollar amount $316,328.26 added. Miscellaneous revenue, dollar amount of $37,000 deleted, dollar amount of negative $1,018.14 added. Total estimated revenues, dollar amount $6,934,508.50 deleted, dollar amount $8,036,898.41 added. Total resources for appropriations, dollar amount $9,355,470.34 deleted, dollar amount $10,457,860.25 added. Appropriations, total payroll expenses, dollar amount $1,517,696.21 deleted, dollar amount $1,341,792.39 added. Total employee expenses, dollar amount $361,266 deleted, dollar amount $245,526.29 added. Total department operating expenses, dollar amount $979,080 deleted, dollar amount $907,328.80 added. Total facilities and equipment expenses, dollar amount $1,343,500 deleted, dollar amount $1,322,382.06 added. Total contractor fees and services, dollar amount $465,000 deleted, dollar amount $377,088.40 added. Total capital expenses, $4,055,075 added, deleted, dollar amount $4,651,709.35 added. Total administrative, dollar amount $8,721,617.21 deleted, dollar amount $8,845,827.29 added. Excess of resources over appropriations placed in reserves, dollar amount $633,000 deleted, dollar amount of $0 added. Total appropriations, dollar amount of $9,354,617.21 deleted, dollar amount $8,845,827.29 added. Estimated fund balance to be carried forward to fiscal year 2025-2026, dollar amount of $853.13 deleted, dollar amount of $1,612,032.96 added. Section 3, the provisions of this ordinance are hereby declared severable if any section, clause, line, paragraph, or part of this ordinance shall for any reason be declared invalid or unconstitutional. The same shall not affect the validity of the remainder of this ordinance. Section 4, all prior ordinances or part of any prior ordinance in conflict herewith are hereby repealed. Section 5, this ordinance is adopted in accordance with KRS 83A.060 in that it was introduced and given first reading on September 8, 2025, and given second reading on September 22nd, 2025, and shall be in full force and effect upon publication pursuant to KRS Chapter 424.
All right, so we have these two, we'll read these two on the 22nd. This next one, I want you all to read, this is an actual adjustment to the budget we're in, and because that was actually supposed to be paid, the money for part of the stormwater is part of the whole sewer project, it got postponed because of the weather and the permit, right, waiting for the permits, 8 weeks, I told you guys we waited for permits. So that didn't come in, so that money had to be carried over. So Scott told me, he said, please, we need to adjust our budget. So we're adjusting that dollar amount that was not used in last year's budget and put it this year for the revenue piece. So I want to make sure that you're clear on that. Okay? Yes, sir.
I got a question.
Yep.
If you know the answer.
Yep.
The tap-on fees.
Yep. You know what that is? 644. That, all that, you see those big numbers there? The they paid up front for the sewer for the 644.
Okay, I figured it had to be something huge.
Yeah, I saw that, I thought
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it is. It's the 644, the building of the apartments and a few patio homes and a few townhomes and that. Yeah, but that's, again, that's a big part of the residential piece. We don't want to be building those kind of complexes, but again, all right. So with it, would you read that for us, Ms. Catherine? Bonnie's giving me the eye.
City of Shepherdsville, Kentucky, ordinance number 025033, An ordinance amending ordinance 025011, adopting the City of Shepherdsville, Bullitt County, Kentucky sewer operation and maintenance budget for the fiscal year July 1, 2025 through June 30, 2026 by estimating the revenues and resources and appropriating funds for the operation of the sewer department. Sponsored by Councilmember Bonnie Enlow, whereas the City Council adopted ordinance 025011, adopting the annual sewer operation and maintenance budget for fiscal year July 1, 2025 through June 30, 2026 on June 9, 2025. And whereas the City Council desires to amend ordinance 025011 to more accurately reflect the city's operations during the fiscal year July 1, 2025 through June 30, 2026. Now therefore be it ordained by the City of Shepherdsville, Bullitt County, Kentucky. Section 1, ordinance 025011, adopted on June 9, 2025 is hereby amended as follows. Section 2, Section 1 is hereby amended as follows. Resources available fund balance carried forward from fiscal year 2024 through 2025. Dollar amount 0 deleted. Dollar amount $1,612,032.96 added. Dollar amount of estimated revenues remain the same. Sewer revenue $3,802,500. Sewer revenue Mount Washington Sewer $31,548.13. Jim Beam payment $2,300,000. Sewer capacity fee $25,000. Sewer connections tap on $50,000. Sewer connections interceptor $2,000. Residential community sludge $5,000. Interest income $240,000. Miscellaneous revenue 0. Total estimated revenues $6,456,048.13. Total resources available for appropriations. Dollar amount $6,456,048.13 deleted. Dollar amount $8,068,081.09 added. Appropriations. Total payroll expenses remain the same at $1,500,854. Total employee expenses remain the same at $284,500. Total department operating expenses remain the same at $785,700. Total facilities and equipment expenses remain the same at $1,260,500. Total contractor fees and services remain the same at $460,000. Total capital expenses, dollar amount $2,161,999.96 deleted. Dollar amount $3,774,032.92 added. Total administrative, dollar amount $6,453,553.96 deleted. Dollar amount $8,065,586.92 added. Total appropriations, dollar amount $6,453,553.96 deleted. Dollar amount $8,065,586.92 added. Excess of resource over under remains the same at $2,494.17. Estimated fund balance to be carried forward to fiscal year 26-27 remains the same at $2,494.17. Section 3, the provisions of this ordinance are hereby declared severable, and if any section, clause, line, paragraph, or part of this ordinance shall for any reason be declared invalid or unconstitutional, the same shall not affect the validity of the remainder of this ordinance. Section 4, all prior ordinances or part of any prior ordinance in conflict herewith are hereby repealed. Section 5, this ordinance is adopted in accordance with KRS 83A.060, and that it was introduced and given first reading on September 8, 2025, and given second reading on September 22nd, 2025, and shall be in full force upon publication pursuant to KRS Chapter 424.
All right, first of all, thank you. Second of all, that was pretty fast. And that's why we pay you the big bucks.
Very accurate.
So we got these three. Our next meeting, there's only three things we're gonna do. Chief, throwing that back there for both of you guys.
No, it's
Nothing.
not.
I'm just kidding. That was just a joke. It was just a joke.
We have a public hearing.
I'm just joking. That was so long and that stuff, and I know she has to read every one of those, so thank you, Ms. Catherine. All right, no executive session, no planning and zoning, no board of adjustments, no department heads. Got it all covered. We got everything covered. All right. We got all, they got candy, they got food. They're good.
That's it.
All right, so council, Mike, what do you got for us?
Well, I'm glad to see we're gonna have some additional public meetings, I guess, for the Oak Grove situation. And, I guess it depends on who contacts you or so. Some people contact me, some didn't, some were for, some were against.
Yeah, I just think that we've gotta look at reality. That piece of property, what's it gonna be long-term? Okay, it's housing.
Yeah.
It's what it needs to be. We just gotta make sure it fits with that neighborhood, at least what they can, and I think the compromise was out there. They're just gonna come back with the same plan. You're gonna go back through that same thing, meeting, whatever public meeting you have, and it's just gonna come right back here to the council again. But, you know, hopefully that gives everybody a chance to speak their mind. We do wanna actually hear from people, but like I said, the time of us was of essence of that. Appreciate that, Mike.
Yeah. I think that's do we have to vote on the amendment for this year's?
No, we will do all that on the next meeting. Yeah, this is the first reading of all those three
Okay,
ordinances. All right, we good, Mike?
I'm good.
Bonnie?
Nothing.
All right, Faith?
Nothing.
All right, Brad? Nothing? Rob?
CSX road crossings look great. They have been repaired.
We had to wait a long time. They were here last year, a year and 1 month, and they could have just crossed the road and did the other section. Oh, no, they had to do that. We called them every month.
But they didn't.
I mean, it would have been saved cost. They had labor there and they had machines there. Just move and just go over there and get the other section done. Anyway, I'm sorry.
We work differently
All
than
right,
you
Bob,
do.
thank you for saying that. though.
And then, do we, update on the drainage pipe?
Oh, that's been approved. They have to start dirt digging. They're moving dirt.
Okay, I was just wondering, like, how far along are we?
But just move on. Do you want to ask every week? Or go out to the
I drive by every once in a while.
Just go by and
yeah.
go look. You'll see it. They're digging right now. Jason and them are doing a great job getting started on it.
Okay,
All right?
good.
And we got it all taken care of. Anything else?
And that's all.
All right, thanks. Miss Jennifer?
And to my Oak Grove people, I just want y'all to know, I am not against 7 houses, I think it's a better plan. What I don't want is this whole cluster mess that's going on, I want it to be cut and dry. And it just was not, there's too many on the table, off the tables and stuff like, I want it cut and dry for you all. I don't think 19 I was against 19 townhomes, it's ridiculous. I lived in that area, I lived across the street from that property, so. Yeah, I'm totally cool with the 7 houses, but I just want it to be cut and dried, this is our plan. I don't want any other stuff coming back, so.
Nice.
Motion to adjourn?
Yeah, second?
Second.
Mike? Call it.
Bonnie, you are. Wow, she was.
I'm ready to
Okay,
go.
Mike,
Yes.
Faith,
Yes.
Rob,
Yes.
Jennifer,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
Bonnie.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. I got it. Oh, thank you all.
I like it too, so it's 3 homes versus now 116.
Come on, I have trouble before I get out of here. Come on.
What's up, Joe? You're in trouble now.
Tom, did you have rigor set in?